right ones. What a move! Stunning!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Sector 1 Sim Racing. Tonight we start our journey on Season 3. We got a pretty good lineup ahead of us on tracks. Join us in the box tonight. We've got Lucas Soccer. I'm not sure if he's with us right at the moment, but
I'm here.
he's there. How you going, Lucas?
I'm here. I made it. Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulty. Wouldn't be Sector 1 Sim Racing without a technical difficulty, so hopefully we get out of the way now before the season kicks off.
Well, hopefully we can get through tonight without any, because we've done a little bit of testing and it's all proving pretty good so far. The other man in the box with us is Jimmy Jamana. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Jimmy will be looking after the M4s and Lucas after the M6s. We're also running, yes, as I just said, we're running two new cars this season. One is the BMW M6 for the top tier group. It's totally different to the Ferrari. It's actually really nice to drive. And the second tier group will be the M4 BMW, so it's all one make. And it's going to provide some pretty good racing, I believe. What do you think?
It's going to be good. Real good. Seeing some competitive times. A lot of guys that were there or thereabouts last season are right up and ready to rock and roll now.
It's been great to for the guys to change over, because they're not whinging as much about the car they have to drive this season. So hate to throw it in there.
Yeah, I'd be one of them whingers.
Yeah, 100%.
Welcoming you back into the chat for the season 3. We got Jacob and Scotty and TX3's joining us. DB007's in the chat. Buff is in the chat. Karen's in the chat. Shiz is in the chat, and the Bad Doctor. How yous all going? Brocky and Dan are in the chat as well, so we got a few of the well-knowners. What we're going to look to now is we're going to watch how we can go purple around Suzuka. We probably should mention that we're actually at Suzuka tonight. That's probably one of the first things we should have mentioned. We're at Suzuka in Japan, so let's see how we go purple around Suzuka.
Welcome to round 1 of the Next Level Racing M6 GT3 Championship and the Aussie Hampton M4 Challenge live from Suzuka in Japan. 18 turns, 5.8 kilometres, a real driver's circuit, a man's man circuit as I like to call it. And here we are in the beautiful purple sector Porsche, made exclusively for Sector 1 by Knuckles. Heading into turn 1 now, tricky corner, double apex, right-hander. Clip both apexes, run it out wide, then tuck it really tight back in and get maximum drive out through there. Then we're going to go up towards the S's. Flow and momentum really important through here. Do not want to lose any corner speed or you'll be vulnerable for an overtake. Really hard on the front tyres as well, so tyre management, especially in the big M6, is going to be crucial. Then it's really important to get a nice exit out of here, up through Dunlop. Slight lift, get the nose in. Don't run it too wide though, because that's out in the grey and you'll be off before you know it. And then up towards the fearsome Denga curves. Denga 1, back to 4th, 180 kilometres an hour. Then you're back on the brakes, back down to second gear, 110 kilometres an hour. Clip that little inside ripple strip, then accelerate hard towards the hairpin. If you've got a chance, great spot for a passing opportunity up the inside. Back to first gear, 60 kilometres an hour. Really tug it nice and tight. Then accelerate flat out through 200R. This is probably the only point on the track where you do get yourself just a little bit of a breather to have a think and set yourself up for the trickiest corner on the circuit by far. This is Spoon Curve. Such a tricky corner. Double apex left-hander. Don't run it too wide or you will go off. That AstroTurf is ice. Then accelerate out of Spoon, down the hill and then up the hill towards the fearsome 130R. Easily the biggest hero corner on the track. Very tough corner to get right, but also exhilarating when you nail it. You're going to set yourself up, slight lift, get the nose in, 220 kilometres an hour. What a corner, absolutely love it. then hard on the brakes just before the 100-metre board into the Casio chicane. Clip both apexes. Run it out as wide as you dare and then tuck it back in again. Save yourself a lot of time there. A lot of tenths can be made up through that little part of the circuit. And that is a lap of Suzuka. Fantastic racetrack. Really provides a real challenge for our opening round. And especially with Season 3 with new cars, cannot wait to see what happens. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you go purple.
Thanks to Sean for providing us with the purple sector lap there in the Porsche. It's a nice car to drive around here. So's the two BMWs we have this season. Before we go too much further, can everyone hear us all loud and clear? Because we don't want to keep going on. We think we've sorted it, and I think we're ready to go.
Check, Joel.
Yeah, check. Bad Doc loves the purple.
Bad Doc's a big fan of purple.
Yeah. Is that a Tasmanian thing, or is that just...
Just a Bad Doc thing.
Okay.
Off memory, it's his favourite colour. Purple Mazda RX-3, I think he would like in his driveway.
Oh, right.
Alright, so it seems like we've got one yes there, so that's a good sign. What we're looking at, there's been a few changes in the teams. We've got a few teams that have really upgraded, and some of the teams probably may have lost a couple of good drivers, but it's all panning out to it's going to be one heck of a season, and can't wait to get it started. So, Jimmy, whenever you're ready, we can go qualifying. Unless you boys have got something else you want to add.
Just quickly, Jimmy Superfly out of Death Grip Racing's a no-show for tonight. So Womble has jumped into Group A, and I'm fair to say he's shouting himself about that. So we'll see how he goes.
He'll be fine.
I suppose
Fine, boys.
the other big news out of the start of the season too, which has just come onto the chat, is Brocky. Brocky can't make the first round, so it opens it up a little bit.
First round of A. He'll be back next week, guys. Don't panic. He'll be in B. Panic B, guys. Just suddenly panic. But
yeah,
his championship will be alive. He'll be in the points next week, I'm sure. So hopefully he'll be back in Group A by round 2. But he's got Knuckles and Artie thumping for company next week as well in Group B. So a couple of guys have been unavailable this weekend, unfortunately. It's also opened up the opportunity for a couple of guys to come up out of B and into A and really stamp their authority on the season early.
Alright, so qualifying's underway. We will jump onto the track.
Alright, boys, I'll leave you to it. Have a good race. I'll see you when you get across to B-Land.
Thank you.
Land.
Thanks, mate.
Let me get my head around this. It's been a while. So we have... Wait till we get past this first sector and we'll start calling some people out. But we've got all brand new liveries. Obviously, because they had to go on a new car.
Yeah.
So, running up the front right now, we have Mr. Bumcrack in first. He's sporting the Auto 1 livery for Ragged Edge Racing. Ghost in second place, putting the two Auto 1s up the front there in qualifying. And the next Auto 1 livery entry, Magna going for the Melbourne Polytechnic, and I believe that would be Lucky's Lawn Care.
That is correct.
Dadson for the Bacchus Breweries and Dadson Racing. Not a bad livery there by Stickers. We've just skipped Stickers there. Stickers running the second of the liveries for the Bacchus boys. Up in fifth we got the crazy one. He's running for Deeds Racing. We all know that Deeds is Deeds Brewing, and they make some craft beers, which are, you either like them or you don't, but there's some pretty good ones out there. TJ, he is on the new team this season. It's probably going to be one of the standout teams I think we're going to see, which is Team 53 with NASCAR at the helm. They are running the Alliance
Civil
entry.
Oh, and the games have started already. Have a look at this.
Shinobi. Shinobi he's in the Chill Out Systems car, so he's for racing cars like Legends. Sandman in ninth. Sandman runs his own team, which we all know of as Cornerstone, or is that Counterpunch?
I have no idea.
That's one
They
of
haven't put the names on the. They haven't put the names on the front of the cars, so I don't know.
You'd think after 3 seasons we'd get it right by now, but he's got the Challenger livery for next level. Grassy's down in 10th.
I think.
Grass is the second of the Melbourne Polytechnic cars for Lucky's Lawn Care. VF down in 11th. First of the Aussie Hampton cars in Group A. Streetle Juice, Obsession, the Tamar cars. Pronounced that wrong earlier.
Well done.
So we've just seen Bumcrack down in 13th now, so he's let a few people past or he's done a pit. Womble down in 14th. Womble is the team owner of Red Mist Racing. He's running the Green Beacon livery. He has awesome work on these Green Beacon liveries, and he's got a fair few to put out this season. So we'll jump back up the front. Ghost is heading up towards Spoon, I think.
Yep.
It's one of them corners. You touch that green paint on the outside, and that's you may as well let a few people past.
Yeah, well, they just come through automatically anyway, don't they? She's pretty unforgiving in that.
Sean's pretty keen this season. He's been talking to me in the team room chat. He's giving it a red hot crack tonight. So is Mr. Bumcrack. So we'll see what Sean can do for his first out lap as he breaks down into the last of the S's. Onto the straight. You can't get on too early. It can be quite slippery. Sean crosses the line with a 2016.
That's not a bad opening collab.
Stickers into second. Stickers with a 2023. Magnet into third. Oh no, TJ into second. Stickers into third. We'll go with Mo Jalen into fourth. That's not a bad first fly from Mo.
He'll be happy with that.
Magnet into fifth. Magnet's a new driver this season. I think he might have done a few of the test race, maybe the end races the last season, but he's his first full-fledged season for Lucky's Lawn Care. Mr. Bump.
Graduate of the community series as well, Mr. Magnet.
Mr. Bumcrack down in 6th.
No.
He's 0.9 off Ghost. He's definitely got a little bit more in him there. Grassy's down in 7th. Second of the Lucky's Lawn Care cars. VF's made his way up to 8th. VF was looking pretty good in practice. Dadson down in 9th. Now, we all know the story with Dadson. He likes to say he's not very quick, but we will see him up the front in the end.
He was certainly sitting some pretty quick times in practice earlier on, so I think once he's got himself wrapped around that car, I think he'll be pretty quick.
So down in 10th, we've got Shinobi. In the Chill Out Systems car for racing cars like Legends. He's definitely a good looking livery, that one. Sitting down in 10th, he might want to try and get up a few spaces. Sandman down in 11th. He's got a good toe here down the back straight. He might be able to gain a few spots. Streetle Juice in 12th. I think the full fuel runs are good. Probably only going to get about 1, maybe 2 fast flyers in this qualifying. We're already down to 3.5 minutes left. Ghost is already in.
T-Jam's in as well. I think everyone will come in and put fresh boots on and probably only have time to do one more flyer.
Alright, so Ghost, he's got Magnet right behind him. So I think TJ might have been sitting in the pits there just maybe to get some clear air. So Magnet down in 6th. He's got a nice little run on Ghost here. It could be a pretty good advantage around the Suzuka.
Boy, I tell you, Womble's found himself in 4th place as well. That's a great lap from Womble.
A little bit hit and miss, Womble, but he's definitely got some speed there. Mo down in 5th. I think we're going to see some good stuff from Mo this season. The M4 is such a nice car to drive as he cuts the track. So we'll might see some weird stuff from Mo as well.
Dadson down in 10th. I tell you what, if he can get onto the back of the 2 guys in front of him, being Mr. Magnet and Ghost, he might do all right in this last flying lap.
Well, it looks like he's caught up a little bit. Oh, Ghost goes to the inside. Right, this is going to be their last lap. This is going to be the flyer they get. So they're only probably going to get one.
Yep. TJ's stuck behind the crazy one at the moment too, flashing the lights.
Let me through, let me
crazy
through.
One lets him past. Yeah, he did that quite nicely.
Alright, back up the front. Ghost starts his last flyer. 1:18 left, so this is it. Give it everything you got. See what he's like on his first sector. We'll jump back to TJ.
Oh, crazy ones. Facing backwards at Casio. I missed that.
So did I. We'll go back to TJ.
Yeah.
Alright, TJ's coming up to his first sector now.
Alright, so Ghost is 1/10 down at the first sector.
Alright, we've got a little bit of a glitch because it's not showing any times for anyone, so maybe this is their fastest laps. Stickers in 3rd, so he's made his way to 3rd. There's 0.6 separating the top 3. Let's see if we can...
T-Jam's down as well.
Where's Ghost? Ghost heading up the spoon. No, he's not. He's at the hairpin. Good exit. Magnet's just dropping off the back. Could be a good little run there for Datsun.
Yeah, he should get a nice little toe down the straight.
All right.
Oh, Ghost, nice out of spoon. He'll be happy with that. Be wringing the neck out of that poor M4.
Oh,
he's up.
He's purple. What can he do? What can TJ do to counteract? We want Ghost on pole, or I do anyway.
Oh, he's 3/10 up. He's not enough.
Oh, Ghost goes purple. Datsun goes to second.
Stickers to second.
Where's TJ? TJ's in 5th.
TJ.
Oh, he goes second. That's a good start for Ghost.
I tell you what, Dadson's P4 at the moment.
Mo comes across the line. Mo does it. VF up into 6th. Magnet in the 5th. That's a good start for Magnet. 7th is Mo. Bumcrack into 8th. Womble in 9th.
I think Womble will be really high. Womble would be happy with that. I'd be happy with that if I was Womble.
Grassy's in 10th. Wrong button. Shinobi 11th. Sandman in 12th. It's a bit further down than I think he wanted. Beetlejuice in 13th.
I think there might be a little bit of housekeeping after the race for that qualifying incident with the crazy one. I don't think he got himself turned around to Casio by himself.
Alright, here we go. Ghost puts himself on pole. That's a great start for Ragged Edge, so that's super happy for me. Let's go.
Yep, points on the board already.
1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we are racing. Everyone gets off to a good start. Ghost goes to cover. Let's jump up the front. He's getting used to these buttons again. So he's got TJ right behind him. So this could be an advantage for TJ. You can stick behind Ghost here and maybe do a little bit of a fuel save. Ghost is pretty good under pressure though.
Everyone got through the first couple of turns all right.
Stickers in third. Great start for Dadson in fourth. Another great start. A good start for Magnet for his first season. Then he's starting off in Group A. VF up into sixth. Mo in seventh. Eighth is Bum Crack. So the order hasn't changed all too much. Ninth is Womble. Shinobi down in 10th. Grassy's in 11th. Sandman in 12th. Streetle Juice at 13th. And the Kazi one in 14th. Crazy one. Back up the front. Looks like TJ's still sticking there. I think TJ could probably make the most of this. Or he runs just off the side of the grass there.
They've already pulled a little bit of a gap back to the Backers boys in the third and fourth as well.
TJ just starting to look, not just starting to look, but his car looks a little twitchy compared to Ghost. Ghost looks right on the money right now.
So
Oh, he's wide.
paid.
TJ's wide. Will he get a penalty from that? Oh, he seemed to have got away with it. Made Stickers right on the back of him now. Stickers will get a good slipstream down the main straight here. He's got to run up the inside.
All the guys are hugging the wall on the inside of the front straight too.
Oh, he backs out of it. Ghost just pull a little bit of a lead here.
Oh, Mo on VF up to sixth. Gets it done round two.
Let's see if we can catch it on the replay.
First turn.
Oh, a little bit of a bump.
Little bump.
We got Bumcrack down in eighth. Womble just breaking off the back of him a little bit. Followed closely by Shinobi and Grassy's. That pack there looks like it's starting to tighten up, but the pack up the front here, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, they're pretty tight.
Oh, Stickers had a big look at T-jab into the hairpin there. Oh.
See if we can grab it. Up into the hairpin. Oh, that was nearly a race ender.
Yeah. He missed his brake marker by about 20 metres, I think.
He's just got by. Alright, Ghost isn't skipping out to too much of a lead, but he's broke the slipstream, so that's a good start. Once people are in the slipstream, it's hard to shake them. We've got 4 minutes into it, and everyone's been having a fairly clean race so far. The hairpin might see a couple of bumps, but not too bad. The gap staying about the same from Ghost to TJ. Stickers just dropping off the back of TJ a little bit, so TJ might have put his foot down.
Yeah, fastest lap on that lap, 2-2. You got that, is that Magnet in the background burning a penalty as well?
Magnet down in 7th.
So he's lost a fair few, he's lost 2 spots there at least.
Well, it's quite an easy thing to do through the Casio triangle. Shinobi's got Grassy's right on the back of him.
I did see Grassy's last season, of course, had that pretty horrific workplace injury, so he's only running around pretty much one-handed last season, and I see in the Discord he's back in the plaster. Got his hand back in the plaster again. So I think he's only got 1.5 ends this season. So we'll see how he goes. He's not doing too bad considering that at the moment.
He's not giving up. Car looks a little bit squirrely under brakes and out of corners, but just could be giving it everything he's got.
Oh, Womble's heading off somewhere. He's back down to 14th.
Oh, I don't know if we'll pick that one up.
No, I don't think we will. We missed that one. Sorry.
TJ's just working his way back into the slipstream now. Not quite.
Stickers is catching them as well.
So Ghost is pretty consistent on his fuel numbers, so he won't be charging too hard right now. But TJ's definitely not letting him go. And the first, even back to Dadson, there's not that big a gaps. One little mistake and it could be anyone's up the front.
Dadson's doing a great job in 4th too. He's got no one around him. He can race his own race. He'd be loving life up there at the moment.
I think he's got a new helmet this season, thanks to Filthy, the helmet livery man. So
The fan club's arrived. Yeah, very good liveries out there this year.
Mo sitting in 5th. VF. About half a second off Mo, but they all look pretty consistent at the moment, so we might start to see once the laps come into it. We've already done 4 laps, maybe around the laps 6 to 7, we might start to see the tyres wear a little bit and then a few mistakes crawl in. Magnet back up to 7th. Might go back down the field a little bit. We've got Sandman down in 10th. So he qualified 12th. So he's made 2 spots. Could have been on some errors there because looks like the bum cracks had a bit of a dilemma as well.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, he's had a big dilemma.
But it's the first race of the season, so we can gain back. Womble down in 14th. It's not the race he would want already because he's 4 seconds off Mr. Bumcrack in 13th. Back up the front. Ghost still holding out that. It's slightly coming down. TJ's just working on him a little bit. It's down to 0.7.
He just gets out of the slipstream range at the right spots, and TJ can't catch up to him.
Let's jump on with TJ and just see if we can see where they're gaining and losing. Ghost has got a nice exit out of the first corner. Now it can be pretty bad to touch the curbs in some spots, but sometimes you've got to use a fair bit of curb to make a fast lap.
That's right.
You got to pick and choose around this track because some curbs can really throw you. So we're coming up now to the first Egner. This is another corner. You take that and you get it wrong, you could end up in the sand trap.
Oh, Sean's gone purple.
Well, Sean's just pulled out to a 1.2 second lead here, so he's put his foot down.
Yeah, he's just starting now.
Make our way to Spoon. Gap's not increasing, but it's I think TJ might have had a pretty good exit there. Really fluent through this section because you can make or break this back straight. I'll tell you what, Ghost has had a good run out of there. Stickers is just gaining on TJ. Looks like he's got a bit of the slipstream cracking. Dadson's dropped off the back though.
VF's having a big look at Mo as well.
Will be a pretty good finish for VF if he can end up the pointy end for Aussie Hampton.
Yeah, be pretty happy to finish 6th in Group A.
Just hasn't quite got onto that good slipstream down the main straight. But coming into the first turn, has he got a good drive on Mo? Mo looks a little bit wide on entry, mid corner, I should say.
These guys
Nice
have been
line,
going at it
Mo.
pretty
Mo's run wide.
Oh, Mo's gone wide.
He's still hanging on to 6, but he's gone wide. He gave the spot to VF.
Sandman's made his way up to 9th as well. I tell you what, Stickers. Digger too, he's lost it. He was going to have a big look at TJ there.
So it comes through the Dagner. That's what I was just talking about. He's run wide, it's thrown him sideways.
He's got Mo all over him now. He's come back out in 5th. Oh, he's gone again out of the hairpin.
Just seen in the background there, looked like... Nope, might have been a bit further back than what I thought. Looked like Mr. Bumcrap was getting a few positions there, but he's still behind Streetle Juice in 11th.
So Stickers has fallen all the way back to 7th now. So he won't be too chuffed about that, but he's got more fuel than everyone else around him, so he just needs to knuckle down and make his moves when the opportunity presents.
Well, he just had a good run on Magnet there, but he had to back out of it. Good use of the curbs.
That puts Dadson 3rd.
Yeah. He'll finish last, apparently.
Oh, yeah, he'll be battling Womble for last, but in 3rd place at the moment with 17 minutes to go. And he's holding his own too.
Alright, we'll jump back up. The gap is still around the 1 second mark, so it's just stabilising there. It's growing from 1 to 1.2 and then back down again. So are these two just running to a number? I know Ghost probably is 90%. TJ, you're looking a little I don't know what he's looking like. Kind of went with looking for a word there I couldn't find, but he's not looking slow, but he's not giving up either. Not, I shouldn't say slow. He's in 2nd. He's doing a good job, but he was the standout, I think, at the race.
Yeah.
Season opener that we thought might just run away with it. So it goes to show that maybe some nerves kick in on race day.
And track positions, everything around here, it is pretty hard to pass unless the guy in front makes a mistake as well. So you've got to really send it in there and hope that the big guy you pass and sees you, or else it'll be game over for both of you. But we got VS having a big look at Dadson in 3rd place as they approach the Casio triangle.
Oh, Dadson runs it right on the edge of the ripple strip. But he's made some good ground. Probably enough to
TJ's in.
VF's in. Alright. So this is saying they might be doing the long stint for the 2nd. I don't know if you do a 2-stop here. The pit's really long. Sandman up to 4th. So we've had a few pits.
Wow. Alright, so we'll see. Just watching TJ here. We'll see how much fuel he puts in. Just
to find
over
him.
3/4 of a tank. He's down to 7th.
3/4 of a tank. So
He's got over 3/4 of a tank, sorry.
So he'll be running to the end here. Don't know if the... Well, I mean, they've obviously tested their strategy, but unless they're doing a 2-stop, the tyres after a 15-minute stint, I think I'd rather run the longer first stint.
He's... Everyone else that came in behind him has either put under... Well, they're under 3/4 of a tank when they exit, so he's put more fuel in than anyone else around him at the moment as well. Which could come back to hurt him.
Alright, Ghost just going around Spoon. He's coming onto the back straight. This will be the...
He'll be in this lap for sure.
I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up here. I was thinking they might be doing a 2-stop, but it's only a half-hour race, the M4, so that would be the
That's
one
right.
stop. Ghost is just running long.
Yeah,
So Dadson
sure.
still in second. Mo up
Yep.
into third. Alright, what does Ghost do?
He'll be in this lap, I reckon. Yep, there he goes.
Ghost is in. Dadson will be in. I think Mo will be in.
That's in. Yep. Sandman will probably come in as well.
Dadson's in. Mo's coming in.
So everyone down to TJ and 7th will probably come in, I'd dare say. Have a look at the fuel save from Ghost and Mo. Not bad. Good work, fellas. Keep an eye on TJ here.
Let's see where TJ comes out. Let's see
So
where Ghost
TJ's
comes
just
out on
crossing
TJ.
the line now.
Ghost is
So
out.
Ghost should have him.
Oh, he's made some good gains there. Oh, hang on, wait. Telemetry's playing up a little bit, but it looks like he's around the 3.5 seconds, so that's a good little advantage through the pits there. Oh, TJ runs wide out of the first corner.
Wow. I don't know what happened to Dadson, but he's come out in 7th.
Well, he might have put a bit
Wow.
too much
I
fuel
think
on
he
me.
7th. Yeah, he did. He put too much fuel in.
Well, it's
So
gifted.
Stickers made up a couple of spots.
It's gifted VF a spot up into third right now.
Yeah, A Magnet too. He's in 4th.
Magnet got Stickers back in 5th, so Stickers had a bit of an off earlier, didn't he? Mo into
Yeah.
6th, so Mo's right behind Stickers. Now I think I'd rather Mo be behind me than in front, because you know Mo is super hard to pass. So Dadson's got his work cut out.
Ghost has got the best part of 1/4 of a tank of fuel, less than what TJ's got on board at the moment. That's how much fuel TJ put in.
Sandman down in 10th. Now I know Sandman was talking earlier, he wasn't getting home till 5 o'clock this afternoon, so he didn't get much practice in. But I tell you what, that gap's opened up to 3.8 for Ghost.
Yeah, it's hard to see him. Hard to see him get beat from here. I know it's early.
Yeah, it's still early. 11 minutes is a long way to go.
Oh, Mo! Just give Stickers a little tap in the Casio.
See if
A
we
little
can,
bit of a how's your father?
see if we can catch it.
Oh,
A little bit of a bump and a slide.
the bumper mirrors down the front straight as well, these two.
Oh,
Oh!
a little bit aggressive, but I think it's
Yeah.
not too bad. Stickers will be firing it right back though.
Oh, Mo's
Oh,
gone
Mo's gone
wide.
wide.
Mo's gone wide. Stickers gives it back to him.
And you know
And he's
who's
gonna
right
sneak
behind
up the
him?
inside. Oh, here comes Dadson now.
So Mo's in a back of sandwich right now.
Oh, Dadson. Get around him, son.
Good work. Ghost out to a 4.1 second lead, so he's just tearing away a little bit. TJ, a few mistakes creeping in, but I mean 4 seconds isn't much if you run off track. VF down in third, he's 6 seconds off TJ. Nice position for Aussie Hampton there in third so far. Magnet still Magnet's still hanging around in fourth for Lucky's Lawn Care. The Stickers had a bit of a break here.
Yeah, I dare say the muff will be wrapped to see his boys up in third place.
Dadson's got around Mo. Let's see if we can catch it.
He has.
No, we've missed it. A little bit earlier. Should have went for the longer replay next time. Oh, who we got? Brassy's down in 8th. A little bit of a lone soldier right at the moment for the second of Lucky's Lawn Care. Shinobi. He's got a Sandman about half a second off him as he uses all the exit. Sandman still in 10th. Womble in 11th. So Womble's gained a few spots. Oh, wrong button. Bump Cracky's not having the race he really wanted tonight. I know he was keen to get a bit further up, but points are points. Finish the race.
Oh, Mo! Oh, he gets it done in the turn 1, but boy, that was spicy.
I don't think we called out Mo in the qualifying, so he's in the Paneski livery, which is the Polish vodka. We can't forget that.
Yeah, can't forget that. For Blacklight Motorsport, of course.
Yeah, that's right, Aaron. I think Moff will be pretty excited with VF running in third right now.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a good start. It's going to be a good start for, the top 3 so far. Haven't put a foot wrong so far, so it's going to be a good start for all 3 teams.
Wow, so the Ghost just put in a 2017 on the previous lap. So, just letting the boys know, he's not here for a good time. He's here for a long time.
It's out to about a 4.5 second lead now, so maybe TJ's just buttoned off a little bit. Happy with second. Got a bit of a buffer back to VF. You can see not far behind VF, Magnet. Stickers slowly catching up, so he's down to 2 seconds on Magnet now, so he's definitely pulled away from Mo, and Mo's just starting to get a little bit of a gap on Dadson.
Dadson's got Grassies all over him yet, and DeCasio.
Now we know Grassies was playing with one hand last season, is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think he's all well and good now, and the results are starting to show.
Oh, Mo.
Got the gamesmanship going on. Dadson got a good run there.
Yeah, he did. He got a great run out of Casio. Forced Mo to defend. This is a great little battle, this one.
Diego's fan club. A Mo between 2 thorns. Oh, the gap's just growing now for Ghost. He could probably settle down a little bit. TJ, both the front runners are looking pretty settled in. VF having his own race as well, so I think the top 3 pretty much running their own race. Magnet could probably pull a potential here if he could just latch onto that slipstream. It could be all he needs to get that podium. We're starting to see Stickers. Stickers was just hanging around that 2 second gap between him and Magnet, so it's not really coming down. I think the BMWs are just starting to sort themselves out now with the 2 different pit strategies. There's only really one extra lap in it anyway. Mo. Bit of a gap to Stickers, but he's got Dadson. Dadson's probably going to try and grab onto that slipstream.
Yeah, Dadson managed to drop Grassies off as well.
Jump on board with Dadson. It's a fair bit understeery through there. It's probably the fastest corner on the track. Well, it would be the fastest corner on the track. Coming to the slowest corner on the track, so you got to get that right. Now you can also get on the gas too hard coming out of the last S there, and I mean if you're ready to pit, you can proper hit that pit entry wall and wreck your race. We'll go back a little bit. We got down in 10th.
Got the plumber and Womble in 11th and 12th having a nice little battle.
Also, the Womble's got around Bumcracks, and Bumcrack's having a bit of a mare tonight. It's all good. This is the very first race of the season, so we got a lot of time to go. Streetle Juice just... He's 42 seconds off the leader, which is nothing. We've all been there before. Not the race you probably wanted to start with from the season opener, but definitely definitely some points in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Finishing this far back though, you may see yourself maybe drop to Group B for round 2. So
No, I think
the crazy one down in 14th, so that's for Deeds Racing, and they had a pretty awesome season last year in the Teams Championship. This isn't going to help their start to the Teams Championship, but Suzuka suits some people and some people it doesn't.
yeah, and I'm in the second category.
So Ghost, we've got 3 minutes left, so you probably got about 2 laps. Ghost is out to a 5.2 second lead on TJ, so maybe TJ's just put the hammer down because it looked like it said 6 seconds for a second there, and it's just jumped back down. So
I tell you what, Ghost is looking pretty good for the 3-peat here. He's got the fastest lap wrapped up as well.
that's what we want. VF, he's still got that third, but he has Magnet down to 1.3 behind him. So I think maybe that gap really hasn't changed. I think it might have been a little bit closer before, so maybe the VF Magnet race has probably just sorted itself out a little bit. We've got the 2 laps left to go. I mean, even 1.6, 1.7 seconds is hard to catch.
I tell you what, Stickers is really catching up to the back of Magnet now. He's just gone purple through Sector 1 as well. So he's having a big look at the end of the race. Try and get some points back.
Well, he's got the nice run there. Oh. Magnet's car looks a little bit taily. Let's see what they're like into the hairpin. Stickers looks like he's really good under brakes here. Oh, he throws it sideways.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Let's see if we can catch that on the replay.
That might have to be a pullover and let him back through job, I think. Which he hasn't done yet. I think he's going to keep it.
It's kind of catch-22, that one.
Magnet gets around him through Spoon.
Sorry, wrong button's going on again. Oh, so he's
Mo's caught
letting
right
back
up to the back of. Mo's caught right up to the back of these two as well. I wouldn't say he let him past. He's having another look now. Oh.
It's got to be the most dangerous corner on the track to try and pass someone there.
Mo
takes the spot. Oh, there's a bit of banging going on here.
Jeez. So Stickers is now on the light as well. He should do alright though. There's only 1 lap to go.
I'll just quickly jump on board with Mo here. Because now
Magnet will be loving this.
Now Stickers' car's looking a little bit taily. Yeah, it's only going to help Magnet out here if they keep playing up one another.
Tell you what, keep an eye on 7th place as well. The Gillette man.
Oh, he's probably a little bit too far back. We'll jump back up. Where we got Ghost just coming into the hairpin. TJ, 6.5 seconds behind. I think we can lock these two in for first and second. Third.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to have a mistake right now because you've got a train right
No.
behind you for VF.
And Magnet runs wide. That'll give Stickers the lift he needs. Gets it done.
Although VF's got the inside run here. Takes it back.
Magnet takes it back.
Magnet, sorry, VF. We just locked VF into third and we were talking about VF
Oh,
in
here
fifth.
comes Mo.
Mo takes fifth. Let's jump back up to Sean.
Wow.
He's coming into the Casio. His first race of the season and he's taken the top spot. Fastest lap as well. That's 100% points for Ragged Edge.
Yeah, we can't tell you happy about that either.
TJ for Team 53. First.
Oh, Mo! Oh, no, Stickers has gone around. Oh,
no.
This is huge drama.
Let's see if we can grab it.
Oh, that's going to put Stickers back in 8th place now. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, so yeah, it's a little bit of a hard one, that one. Where we at? We got we missed VF. VF took home third. Mo got fourth. Magnet for fifth. Dadson got sixth, so he's far from the end of the field there.
Yeah.
Stickers in seventh, so Stickers is going to have some nice little entries, I think, tonight.
Oh, yeah, there's a big asterisk next to that one, and there'll be an asterisk next to 4th place as well, I think.
Grassy's in 8th. Sandman gets an extra spot there for 9th. Bumcrack comes home in 10th. 11th is Shinobi. Streetle Juice for 12th. 13th, Womble. And the crazy one in 14th.
They all ran out of fuel.
Oh, no.
Shinobi, Streetle Juice, Womble, and I think the crazy one did as well. But, well done, Sean.
So, yeah. Perfect little first round for Sean there. So he's going to be super happy with that. Probably going to have to give him a pay rise.
You probably shouldn't have said that.
Well done to TJ for NASCAR's first time as a team owner and team coming home in second for Group A in the M4. VF bringing home third for Aussie Hampton, which is a super good result.
Yeah, and the Moth just managed to join us in at the end there, so he'll be real happy that he managed to jump on board for that. So well done to the boys at Aussie Hampton Racing.
Alright, we'll just we'll recap them results, which we just did anyway, but we'll do it again, just because Ghost won. So Ghost, he brings home the top spot of the podium. TJ takes home second. VF for a great race. He started a bit further back, but he made his way to third to round out the podium. Mo in fourth. Magnet brings himself home in fifth. Dadson makes sixth. Sticker seventh. Grassy's eighth. Sandman ninth. Mr. Bumcrack in 10th. Shinobi in 11th. Streetle Juice in 12th. 13th is Womble, and the crazy one rounds out with the 14. So Ghost takes pole position and the fastest lap and the race win, so he gets maximum points this round, which is exactly what we needed.
Yeah, no, well done. He as soon as he put it on pole, I think he would have been fairly confident that TJ wasn't going to get around him, and proved to be right. So driver of the day, guys, get him in there. We got one there. VF's already been shot in by Shizer.
Yeah, I think we'll give it to VF. That was a pretty outstanding drive. I mean, we kind of knew Ghost and TJ were up the front runners. Maybe not so much expecting VF, but that's a good drive, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was made the most of his opportunity with a few guys falling back and getting into trouble and dicing. So,
All right. So
yeah,
while we're jumping over to the M6s, this is setting up to be the start of a good season. I mean, that's some pretty good racing for round one. Come Group B and round two, I think we're going to see even Group B stacked with some fast drivers. Whether it's the M4 or the M6, we got Brocky down in the M6 in Group B because he couldn't make Group A. We got Knuckles. There's a couple others. I think Artie's down in Group B. And then there's also in Group B in the M4s, we got Dan the Man coming back this season, and he is super quick.
Yeah, he's too quick.
But we will see next week. So we just jumped over to the M6 room. We are joining Lucas back into the commentary. Are you there, Lucas?
How we going, boys?
Yeah, good. That was a pretty good race.
Has the chat lit up in your neck of the woods yet?
Not that I can see so far.
Just keep an eye on her, mate. She could get a bit spicy.
There's a little bit of a bingle there on the last Casio triangle with a few drivers. So how are we looking in the M6s? Are we seeing some pretty good times? I know we're going to see some pretty good times. We've got some of the fastest drivers.
They're flirting with the 56s in here at the moment, so she's a pretty quick lobby. A little bit of housekeeping. First penalty for the season already for M6. Young Goat, Mountain Goat, was very late into the lobby and missed all 3 test starts. Will receive a 2 grid place penalty at the start of the race. So what will happen is the qualifying will go through. The race will be immediately red flagged, and I'll reset the grid manually to pop him back a couple of spots. So hopefully he qualifies himself up nice and high.
So he's
much to a sting.
He's in the new Death Grip team this season.
Yeah, in with Death Grip. So he's one of the guys that's transitioned out of the folded Force Performance team from last season.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's found a new home over there at Death Grip. So hopefully this is the one and only time we ever get an issue out of a penalty for these guys. But let's get qualifying underway anyway.
We've also got Gadwell's joining us back this season, and he is in Death Grip as well.
He is. He'll be returning to the track next week in Group B, which the Group B guys are not overly impressed about because he is very fast.
Yeah, I don't blame them either.
You can throw a blanket over these guys this season. That's very, very close at the top end of town. Big news again too from the start of the stream for guys that missed the opening comments of the stream. The Cyborg, Brocky 05, current champion, is not on the grid tonight. He is away and will be back next week to show B away around the circuit. So there's a lot of guys tonight that are really in a good shot. So we've got DB007 make his return to Group A after having a rough start to last season with missing a lot of rounds. He's back in Group A. Felix, who is now TX3 GTR for Ragged Edge Racing, is ready to put his boot into the into the championship now, get himself back up the top because he had a really quiet back end of the season in the Ferrari. We've got likes of D-Flow ready to put his name on it too. Been there or thereabouts for most of last season, so he'd be keen to get up and amongst it. But another one I've been keeping an eye on so far tonight is Speedy Tyres. He's shown a lot of pace in the M6 so far. He's been running up the front of the field in all 3 test starts and in qualifying in early and late practice this evening as well.
Well, we all know
Ricky Bobby is quick as well.
We all know Brocky is super quick, so this is the time to take advantage of this.
Absolutely. These guys need to take this as an opportunity to really cement themselves into Group A, because the worst thing in the world could happen next week, and the Cyborg could have an issue in Group B and not make it out, and that gives these guys a massive leg up. Can you imagine it?
Oh yeah, there'd be heart attacks in Group B all around.
So the guys are out and about now. They're just going around for their first warm-up lap. just keeping an eye on all these cars, make sure they're all looking like they're pointing the right way, which is a good start.
I better go downstairs. I might have to drop by the Ragged Edge camp and see how they're going down there.
There's probably already a party going on without me.
Yeah, more than likely. That might be that BMW's on fire too.
So, starting there, first flyer will be D-Flow in the chill-out systems. D-Flow is super quick. We've seen him in the Ferrari last season with some good and some bad, not so bad, but not so good finishes to the races. DB007, we know he is super quick, so he is in the GT Light livery, and he is for...
Oh, D-Flow's off on the first turn. That's his first lap cooked.
Well, we won't talk about D-Flow, that's commentator's curse. Speedy tyres. So we got the two GT Light cars. This is what we were looking at in the BMWs. The two Ragged Edge cars got out first and pulled some really good times. Scooter. Scooter in the Bacchus livery for Datsun Racing. TX3 GTR, the new name this season. He's jumped in with Ragged Edge. We snatched him up, and we're hoping might be able to grab some good results this season with all the team we got. In the, I probably should say the Auto 1 livery too, because that's my sponsor. Ricky Bobby, he's in the Tamar cars. A livery for Obsession. Mountain Goat, so he's lost 2 spots here off the grid just for being late entry, but he's with the the Revolution race gear for Death Grip Racing. He's one to watch. He's a super fast young kid, and he's
very young.
He's very young. Maverick in the chill out systems for racing cars like Legends. We know Maverick's pretty good. Let's hope he can keep it together. D-Flow's dropped back to 8th. We've already mentioned D-Flow Karen. He's in the Deeds Racing entry. We might see some good results from Karen. He pulled his finger out a little bit in the Ferrari, so let's see if he can keep it going for the BMW. Scotty G down in 10th for the Cornerstone entry. He is that the Bez Media? Yeah, Bez Media.
Great looking livery, that. Oh, TB breaks the beam with a 57.5. 57.9 for speedy tyres. 56.9 for TX3 GTR. 56.9 on the first lap. T3 comes out swinging. Half a second clear of the field. That's a stonking lap.
I think he might have got a little bit of a toe there, but DB007, we know he can catch that. So let's hope he doesn't. I don't want to say it, but you know, Mountain Goat up into third.
Goat. He's come out swinging, so that's potentially 5th position at the moment for him.
He's got Ricky Bobby right behind him. Ricky Bobby will catch the toe here.
Yeah, I'll be sticking to the back bumper of that car.
Speedy tyres.
Where's Ricky Bobby at the moment? 8th.
Taken 4th. Diego up to 5th. We know Diego's pretty quick, and he's a real hard racer. He's got his blinker on, so he's trying to use all the volts out of his battery. Scooter up to 8th, so we've got the Bacchus cars running 5th and 6th. Sorry, was 8th. Now he's in 6th, running 5th and 6th. Scotty G back up to 7th. Ricky Bobby down in 8th, so Ricky Bobby could be the big jump here if he can catch that toe. All right,
Tim Morgan's 14th at the moment, hasn't really done a lap yet. D-Flow 13th with that spin, so a couple of guys towards the back. I know Lucky was a late run in this lap as well. I think he might have had a bit of an issue. He's just done a 59.1 as well. The back end of town. So even the guys at the very back of the field here are faster than the M4. So there's a big gap in pace between our two classes this season. That's good for 4 or 5 seconds a lap. So we're trying something a bit different. Last season the cars were fairly even. They still weren't as quick, but the second tier cars were pretty up there with the main series cars.
Let's see what DB's got. Oh, he's wrecked that lap. TX3, he's in.
For DB. Mountain Goat's in. Ricky Bobby used improves to a 58, so he goes to 7th. D-Flow goes to 6th position with a 57.972 there.
Now, you know, DJ was a real standout in the Ferrari, so the Ferrari really suited DJ. Let's see if he can make it happen.
He just booked it. There it goes. He caught that little tuft of grass on the entry, just on the outside clip point on the way into the corner. He just clipped it, ran the car an extra half a car width wide on entry, and that was enough to really bugger that corner up. So he's had to reset. It's going to bugger this lap.
So we didn't mention DJ in the out lap. So he's in the Sashman entry for CJ Esports, which is our friend Jamana. Karen down in 12th. I need to step his game up. What we're seeing there, Lucky moves up to 10th. Back up the front. So still the half a second gap between TX3. So we'll see if DB007 can do anything about that on this lap. He was about 1.5 seconds behind on his last lap. So maybe just creating a little bit of space. Getting the
funny
feel
thing
for
about
it.
all this too is GDR was very sheepish in the practice and test starts. He was around middle of the pack in test starts. He was pretty much just around the top 5 in the pre-practice timing that they were doing. Wasn't really up the pointy end, and he's just come straight back out. Went bang, dropped a 56.9 there. Speedy Tyres runs wide there on the exit of Spoon. That's going to cook that lap as well. He's currently 4th.
So
Out and go.
DB's in. I think we might see GDR come in this lap. He might go an extra lap.
He's on an out lap at the moment, GDR.
Is he? The M6 is really good on tyres, and the car doesn't change characteristics much over a long stint, if that makes any sense.
That's the difference too between this season's car and last season's car. Last season's car, once the tyres dropped off, it was a death machine. Whereas this one here is a little bit more subtle. And the guys have really got to change gear and how they're driving it compared to last season. So we won't see the drop off in the mid part of a stint. The cars will be fast for most of the race now. But also, it is at that point where you get overconfident, and then it'll bite you.
Just have a look at GDR's first sector here. He's 0.2 down, so he's just off a little bit. Mountain Goat. Oh, he's a bit closer, but he's still off. Where did Morgan end up there? I think he might be down near...
I think he's 10th at the moment.
10th.
Yeah. I don't think that's a indication of his outright pace yet. You know what Morgan's like. He's a bit sheepish in qualifying. He tends to piddle around the back for the first half of the session. Then suddenly, right at the end, he'll pop himself up in the top 5. So keep an eye on him. Karen as well, too, because Karen just did an outlap at a 56 flat. So I'm expecting him to be up the field, too. He's currently last.
Lucky was one of the Ferrari drivers that had a few seasons in the Ferrari and got used to it, and he's probably finding it a bit hard to go back to a normal car now.
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin, isn't it? Lucky and Knuckles were both very quick in the Ferrari out of the box because they'd been in it before for a season in the mixed field.
Maverick down in 12th. Thought Maverick might have come out guns blazing because he's pretty good at that, but he's reserved himself maybe for the later part of qualifying. And we're just seeing DJ Brain. He hasn't really skipped up yet, but he's it's not over yet.
This is that lull period in qualifying here where the guys are just rotating and trying to burn a bit of fuel. TX3 GDR goes back in. Scooter just improves his lap, and then Mountain Goat improves right behind him as well. Speedy Tyres goes to 2nd. So currently it's Ragged Edge, then it's Counterpunch. Then it's Revolution Race Gear, so Death Grip Racing is 4th.
So we're talking like Scooter down in 5th. I mean, you got to break into the 57s just to get it in the top 5, and 57s they're not slow.
Yeah, Diogo's a 57.9 in 6th position. D-Flow's a 57.9 in 7th. And Scotty G's the first of the 58, so the 58.1 in 8th position at the moment.
Ricky Bobby down in 9th. Now, Ricky Bobby is one of these people that he may not qualify super good, but he's got the race plan. He's got the fuel save. He knows what to do with the BMW.
Well, we've seen Ricky Bobby, Obsession Motorsport, have run the M6 chassis before as well in mixed racing. So we've seen these guys run this car before. So they know what they're doing with it. They've had a whole season under the belt with it. So judging by the Ks on it, that's a brand new chassis, but He's been there before.
He knows what he needs to do.
Looking down the order at the moment at some of these cars, GDR's got a new chassis. Speedy Tyres does not. He's got 700 Ks on his. DB777's in a new car. Mountain Goat is not. He's got 1,000 Ks on his. Scooter's got 200. Diego's in a new car. Wow, D-Flow's got 7,000 kilometres on that M6.
Oh, DB
would have to be the oldest chassis in D-Flow. Wow.
DB
I've
nearly,
never seen
nearly
one with
just
that many Ks.
throws it off track there. Coming into the...
Everyone else is around the 1,000 and under, so yeah. D-Flow there with 7,000 kilometres on the M6 there.
Alright, we're just starting to see... Oh, Scooter. Up to
Scooter.
4th.
Nice improvement from Scooter there. It's a 57.599 there. A couple of guys have slipped back into the pit, so DB's in the pit, Speedy Tyres in the pit. These guys here are working to a number. They're both running together. I saw that in the early racing as well.
Scotty G in 8th. That's a good start. DJ moves himself up to 11th. Morgan's still back in 12th. He's going to have one go at this,
He's
I
on
think.
another outlap at the moment. He's rolling that dice late.
Maverick moves himself to 9th, just ahead of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, I agree there, Ghost. 7,000, he needs to get out more. He does, he gets out on track in the one car all the time.
Yeah. Just while some of the guys are in the pits and they're on their outlaps, you might notice that some of the cars are running around with spotlights on the front bumper, and some of them aren't. We used 2 different versions of the M6 for the big boys this year. We've got the Walkenhurst version, which is the one with the lights on the bottom, and the MPR version as well, which does not. So, just in case you were wondering.
So we just seen...
It's just an aesthetic choice mostly, really, isn't it?
We just seen
Basically.
Lucky cross the line with a 58.4, and that's good enough for 11th. So you know these blokes are on the limiter.
Oh, Morgan Davies fastest through sector 2 there, guys. He's currently 13th. He just lost a lot of time through the dingers though, so he just rolled out of it a little bit. He needs to keep the foot in though, because if he can get around again, he might... Oh, he's going to be close. He's going to be close to get around again. He might get away with it, he might not. But at the moment, Deed's racing at 13th and 14th on the road.
Maybe they're just waiting for that last lap. Just to show
Yeah,
everyone up.
around again.
He's getting around the
Ricky
spoon
Bobby
pretty
with
good
a
though.
57. Where does that get him?
Third
position for Ricky Bobby there. Oh, never mind. D-Flow just knocks him off, goes to second with a 57 flat. Great lap there from D-Flow. Puts him .028 off the back of TX3 GDR.
Alright, Morgan.
Maverick goes to... I didn't see where he popped in. 10th.
Morgan's up on his best, but he hasn't gone purple in the last sector. See where it puts him
Diego
to.
improves to 7th.
I don't think...
Diego's pipped Mountain Goat by .001. That's going to hurt Mountain Goat because he's going to drop 2 spots from there. He's 8th at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Morgan up to 3rd.
That's it. That was a wicked last sector from Morgan then if he's picked up that much speed. 57.1. He's finished. He's the first of the guys to finish the lap. He's done and dusted.
So, TX3, he's done and dusted as well.
Yep. He's finished up because he was on an outlap at the end.
D-Flow, what can he do? Oh, he's down. Morgan's done. Speedy looks like he's still on a lap.
Yeah, he's got pace. Ricky Bobby, Mountain Goat's right behind him as well, and they're both at speed still through the dingers. There's a split coming up. Oh, Speedy might have cut the turn there, I think.
No, he's got it.
He's up on his lap. Oh, he's good for 3rd here at the moment. Maybe 2nd if he can keep pushing. Mountain Goat's tucked right into that slipstream as well. Goes a bit deep into the hairpin behind him. Oh, Mountain Goat's in a really good tow here, actually. This could jump him right up the order, which is what he needs to do, because currently he is 9th. So he's effectively 11th on the grid.
Let's see how they get around the spoon. Oh, Mountain Goat uses every bit of that outside curve.
Speedy Tyres is beautiful through spoon, very smooth. He's going to try and latch onto the back of what looks like Diego up the road there as well.
And you can't...
Fuel light is on for Speedy, so he's burnt a lot of fuel for qualifying. It's a great job.
Oh, they're going purple.
Who's that? DB goes to the top! Oh, well, this could be a counterpunch 1-2. Hold your breath, guys. Through Casio.
I think
Mountain Goat's in this as well.
I
He's
think
right
Mountain
there.
Goat, yeah.
This could be a breakthrough one for Speedy. Goes to third.
Mountain Goat to the
goes
top.
pole. So he's going to go. He's going to go to third on the grid. Mountain Goat. So DB007 will be from pole. TX3 GDR, then Mountain Goat, then Speedy Tyres will be your grid.
I think Mountain Goat got pretty lucky there on that last lap, getting the toe behind Speedy. It's definitely worked in his favour.
Absolutely.
So Mountain Goat in first, DB007 in second. They've just tipped off GDR in third and Speedy Tyres in fourth. Good job for Morgan to grab up to sixth. He left that to the last minute. Ricky Bobby in seventh. We know you can start there and probably still make a good amount of spots. Scooter in eighth and Diego in
flag these
ninth.
guys. I'm going to send myself the screenshots of the grid real quick. I'll get this turned around for you as fast as I possibly can, guys.
So Karen finishes up in 14th, so he definitely didn't have a good qualifying. Let's hope he could turn it around for the race. Sorry.
We did manage to get a photo dropped in on my desk of Karen sucking back a couple of brown pre-race drinks. So maybe don't do that next time, Karen.
All right, so red flag the session
right.
straight away.
So that puts DB007 up the front and TX3 on the front row, because Mountain Goat will lose 2 spots. All right, let's see some podiums in the chat. Who do you think's got this?
Coach just got 50 lines for missing practice starts. I will be on time for all practice starts.
Good man. Make sure that happens. Because the downside of this is it slows everything down because we've got to reset the grid now. Come on, guys, stop stuffing around. Let's go.
And it's such a disappointment. I mean, if you grab pole, you don't want to lose it, do you?
No, you do not.
But he might have been having din-din. I think for me it's going to be who we got there, Speedy Tyres. Speedy Tyres needs to back out of the race. There we go.
Here they come. One more. Oh, 2 have left the room. 3 have left the room.
Don't have to leave the room, lads.
Just have to exit the race, boys, but okay. We'll
I think
do what we can here real quick.
my podium's going to be I think it's hard to go past DB because he's super quick no matter what car he's in, but I'm going to stick with TX3 because he's on my team and he's bloody quick too. And DB and Speedy Tyres I think will be the top 3.
Oh, go just crash from GT. Awesome. Slight delay here, guys, while we get these guys gridded up.
So coming up next week we got Group B. It's going to be no less of action because there's just as fast people in Group B now in Sector 1, and I think I'm not even looking forward to it because there's so many fast people.
Yeah, 100%. We need to get that Grandad's League up and running as soon as possible.
Yeah, we need over 35s. There's probably everyone just about. Goat will be in his own league.
Yeah, that's alright.
Oh, Buffer's gone the Ricky, GDR and Goat, so he's reckons the Counterpunch boys aren't going to do any good.
Goat just DC'd as well.
Yeah, we had 3 of them DC.
Alright, podiums. Godzilla, I don't know who that is. That must be old T3
GDR, yeah.
GDR, yep. DB and Speedy for Sean.
I
Yes,
like that sound. That's a pretty good.
Speedy.
Ricky.
Sorry, go.
Ricky, GDR and Goat from Buffer.
Ricky's a little bit of the dark horse. You just don't know how his strategy's going to play out.
Yeah.
I'll start setting this grid while these guys are all coming back in. So we can get this moving.
Three of us, DB, Speedy, and Scotty.
Ben me. Do we have a community series this week as well?
We do. I was about to say something along those lines.
Which is we're using the same
We are.
same car.
Yeah.
There is
Same cars.
few new liveries maybe. We've got obviously a different track list.
It's a good track list too, guys.
It's a pretty good car to drive. We may be changing up after this season because it might be getting a little bit long in the tooth, but we'll run it again. Trying to wait for this GT7 to come out, but it's taken us damn time.
So the guys will be at Suzuka East on it'll be Thursday, I think it is.
Yeah, we usually run the season series on a 2-season basis per setup. So we did change this season. The M3 feeder series was replaced for the M4s after 2 seasons in the M3. Before that, it was the Porsche for a couple of seasons. Only reason the Ferrari got shifted out so early is because effectively people didn't like it. So the same goes for the community as well. There'll be an exciting new car next season. We're not going to tell you what it is yet, but it is very exciting. There's a lot that can be happening in the community series next season. So
It's 80
watching this space, guys.
80 horsepower mini.
I'm almost done with the grid, guys. 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think like you're saying there, Aaron, he's got every bit of chance to make the podium. He's one fast young bloke.
Oh, for sure. Alright, guys, I have a grid for you. I'll just read it out for you guys just to refresh everybody. So, DB777 effectively pole after Mountain Goat's post-qualifying penalty. So he's off the front row with TX3 GTR right beside him. Mountain Goat there slots into third with Speedy Ties beside him. D-Fly in fourth. Mr. Davey there is in P6 for Deeds Racing. Ricky Bobby for the Obsession Motorsport Group with Scooter 82 right beside him in the first of the Bacchus cars. Diogo right behind them in the second of the Bacchus cars with Scotty G beside him. Maverick starts out of 11th with Lucky right beside him, and off the back row we've got DJ Brain and Karen Unleashed. And we are ready to go. I'll let these guys know we're going.
This is it. This is what's going to set up the rest of the season, and I think it's going to be a cracker.
Season starts now for these guys. Hopefully they'll get through it turn 1 without any issues. So we've got a 50-minute race, and we are ready to rock and roll.
I will get myself ready.
Buffer says mini racing for next season for community. We're not that cruel, Buffer. We want the guys to be driving proper race cars so we can actually see what the community has to offer. That's the whole point of the community series. We want guys to really be taking it seriously because it's the gateway to racing on this series and the M4s.
Alright, here we go. We're on the grid. We are in Speedy Tyres car.
All cars are on track. Good start. Let's hopefully everybody gets off the line.
It's nice and silent here at Suzuka. Not much noise.
These cars are naturally quiet.
Let's see who gets off the line.
Racing.
Green light's about to drop. Oh, I think
They're all right.
everyone's got good. Everyone's got good. That makes sense.
It's a race into turn 1, TX3 inside, DB on the outside, Mount Goat tries to slot into the inside as well. They're going to go side by side through turn 1. That's brave. Smart move from DB there just to lift the throttle a little bit, tuck in behind TX3.
Great start for
Very
Ragged
clean
Edge.
from the guys. Very clean start from everybody there. They're all still in the train. Tyres are cold. Cars will be a little bit loose in the back at the moment.
It's a 50-minute race, so this is where it sorts the men from the boys because you don't want to be wrecking it on
Karen's
that one.
the first one to spin. Karen's heading off through the S's there, guys. He's just got himself back going. He's 4.3 seconds off the back of the grid at the moment.
Oh no!
Don't grab a penalty through the dinger, boys. That's the way.
Right, we're already
Who's that line
seeing
back there, Maverick.
TX3 almost out to a 1 second gap already, so he's putting the hard yards down straight up.
Yep. He's fired out. Oh, can you imagine listening to this crap if he wins this one as well? Ragged Edge wins both races for round 1.
Yeah, but you know, Group B's coming where I'm in, so I'll be the other end of the scale.
Mountain Goat down the inside of the spoon. Nice move there. Very assertive move there from Mountain Goat down the inside of DB007. So that shuffles him back to third in front of his teammate.
It's good. This is where the
And Morgan
slipstream takes
Davey right
effect.
behind him.
He's got the run up the inside. Yeah, definitely a good move.
I don't expect Morgan Davey to stick around there in 5th position either. He's going to be ready to pick these two guys off. He's not someone that hangs around in the pack.
So we know GDR and Mountain Goat ex-teammates.
Oh, wow, they're going to go 3-1 to Casio. Oh, Davey just dives inside there and has a big look at the two guys in front of him.
Now you don't want to be taking your teammate out straight away.
Ooh. 58.4 opening lap there from T-Street GDR with a standing start. That's disgusting.
Yeah, next level these blokes. D-Flow's down to 6th. Ricky Bobby, he's in 7th, so he will now look to stick to his number, which he does quite well. Make advantage in the pits.
The Bacchus cars are running in formation too, like they were in M4.
So Diego, Scooter qualified ahead of Diego, so he's just jumped Scooter on that lap. Scotty in 10th. Maverick in 11th. What we were talking about earlier was DJ Brain. He come out in the Ferrari and just made such a big difference to how he drove the Ferrari, because he just
oh, Morgan up the inside,
took to it like might be able to get that.
He's going to have a chat about this, Speedy. They're going to go side by side through 130R.
Oh, a late dive there from Morgan at the hairpin, but he got it done. What's TX3 got? What's his proper lap time going to look like? It's going to be disgusting as well.
I've got the corner mixed up again. That was 200R. Sorry, Sean.
So TX3.
This is 130R here, guys.
He's 0.7 up.
This is somewhere you do not want to be too wide. There is Speedy runs wide. He's off. He's going to have to be careful on the run into Casio. He's got too wide there. Defo goes around the outside of him. Ricky Bobby's going to try and get through as well. He's going to run out of road. Just shuffles him up with Diego as well. Scooter's there on the outside as well now. They're backed right up here. Look at this. Scotty G's in this as well now. Maverick's going to be hunting as well. One little mistake that's backed all these guys up. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. They're going to try 4 wide into turn 1.
Here comes Ricky.
Oh, one of the backers cars is wide.
They stay on. They stayed on.
They do. They stayed on. That was very good driving there to stay on from that wide out. And he runs Maverick right into the S's there. Goes past again. Gets the spot back. This is a train and a half at the moment. So one little mistake there from Speedy Tyres running through 130R there, and it's backed these guys right up.
It's a tight field. They're as fast as TX3 is. I mean, it doesn't take much to run that little bit quicker, and it's a big gap. But there's nothing in it. Like when you look at say the car gaps to each other.
I'm just looking through it at the moment too. He's spending fuel at the moment, TX3. Not a lot more, but he has spent more fuel than the guys behind him, so he is going out hard early.
Well, he's let us know what kind of a strategy he's on, so hopefully he's sticking to it. Now we know Mountain Goat, he had some out there strategies in the Ferrari. He'd pull in early, he'd pull in late, but he could make it work.
Oh, got 2 wide action here, DB and Morgan Davey down the inside into 130R. So Morgan Davey goes to 3rd. He's picked off the 2 counterpunch cars.
Davies could be on for a good lap here.
He's been really quick.
Let's see what he crosses the line with.
.57.8, so not quite there. 0.2 of a second off fastest lap. Fastest lap is good for points too. Remember guys, which is a in a 6-round championship. That's talking about quite a bit of swing vote there. Fastest lap in pole position are decent points.
So Mountain Goat just holding a steady 2-second gap. I think if you're in Mountain Goat's shoes right now, he's made up the spots that he lost. Not all the spots, but pretty well. He's sitting behind TX3. You could just keep that gap the same and just maybe fuel save a little bit. I mean, you're not going to be running in the slipstream, but it's if you can keep the gap there and still save fuel, you're winning.
That's where the discipline of a good race driver comes in, isn't it? Where they can get in a gap like this with nothing really around them and still maintain the decent numbers that they need to get to the end and not race for the moment. They've got to race thinking about what they're going to be doing at the end of 50 minutes, not right now with 42 minutes to go.
So are we seeing DB007 maybe not liking the BMW or just hanging back and just saving fuel?
Well, he's got good fuel on the guy and on D-Flow. Actually, he's got a good fuel save going at the moment in position 4. So I think it's a watch this space with him at the moment. He'll make his move later. Problem he has at the moment is GDR is now near 2 seconds clear of Mountain Goat. He's walking away, but he is spending heavy. Tyres are getting worn very quickly now, and the fuel is getting drank up really fast.
Now we know it's a long pit stop, so this is what GDR needs to take into account.
The man on the move at the moment is Morgan Davey out of position 3. Keep an eye on him because he's actually closing on the Goat and he's not using as much fuel. I don't know how he does it. He's not using as much fuel as the guys in front of him, but he's actually catching them up.
Well, it's just one of them cars. If it suits your driving style, you're gonna make some speed, aren't you?
D-Flow gets done by Speedy into turn 1 there. Very assertive move from Speedy down the inside there. Just behind him too. Ricky Bobby goes wide on the exit of 1. And now he's side by side with Diego through the S's. Clean this up, boys. Ricky Bobby gets 1 wide. Gets away with it.
Little train behind him as well. Scooter, Scotty G.
This middle pack is savage at the moment. This crossover and
Maverick.
Guys are really starting to push. Karen's had another off there, guys, because he'd caught up to the back of the pack and now he's 7 seconds clear off the back again, so he's had another spin somewhere. He'd be hating life right now.
It's kind of the race I normally have.
He'd be wishing he was drinking Gatorades and not that brown stuff.
DJ.
Oh, hello. I'm just watching them exit the hairpin here, guys, and they're all kicking the backside out on exit. Because I watched TX3 GDR go into the hairpin. He was crossed up going in and crossed up on the exit as well. So the cars now they're on lap 5. So 5 laps in, the tyres are already starting to wear to the point where the back end's getting loose. It looks like it's controllable, but it's not going to be fast. As they're side by side down the back straight again too. Look at this D-Flow, Speedy Tyres and Morgan Davies. So Morgan Davies had an issue there out of
we missed that
somewhere. Because he's been caught right up here.
And they're nose to tail.
He's lost a couple of spots. He's lost 3 spots. They're close together, these guys. Makes me nervous when they're that close.
It's not as bad as the Ferrari. The Ferrari, you had a slide and that was your tyres toast. At least the M6, you can gain back. You can still keep doing laps with them.
Yeah. Well, look at this. I can already see a improvement over the Ferrari because look how close the pack is together.
Yeah.
And these guys are running in a pack this close together without any real issues. So it's already a leg up from what we saw last season where the field would spread fairly quickly. First penalty for the race that I've seen so far. Diego with a penalty, 0.9 of a second. Don't know where he's picked that up. Where would he have picked that up? The run into turn 1 maybe. Did he cut the corner into 1?
It's a pretty hard
That's
corner.
He'll have to burn that. Where's he going to burn that? What's the next burn zone? It's just after the dingers, isn't it? Before the hairpin.
Yeah. That's a big penalty too. 1 second will take.
Ricky Bobby will be rubbing his hands together. Here he is. He's going to try and burn it. Now, you have to burn it now. You have to get across. He does too. Look at that. Perfectly burnt. Great job there from Diego there.
So he's lost it
But
back to
hurts 'cause
Scooter.
now the car's crawling.
We've got the two Maverick and Lucky having a bit of a go too.
They're having a good race, Maverick and Lucky there. They're not really where they want to be, but they're having a good race.
Now, when I was saying earlier, DJ may be struggling a little bit because he was really good in the Ferrari, but I mean, like, they're on the same lap and he's with. They're all bunched up. They're not far from each other, so he's not driving the car bad. He's driving it pretty good still to be where he is.
End of the day too, he's in Group A.
That's right.
Of the top tier that we run here, guys, against some of the best drivers in the country. So to even be in the league, to be on this grid, puts him in the top probably 90%, top 10%, sorry, of the drivers you see everywhere at the moment.
And it looks as if he might be having a bit of a run here on Lucky anyway.
Yeah, he's right there. And let's be honest too, one of these guys, it's like, you know, 5th, 6th, 4th, 3rd, these guys here have a big spin somewhere and they'll go back a long way. Like, we haven't really seen a car turn around in a big way, except for Karen, who's now 7 seconds off the back. So look, Lucky is 14 seconds from the lead of the race at the moment. So that is effectively, say, anywhere from like DB back spinning and losing less than 10 seconds. We'll be right back to the back of the field.
Looks like Maverick
and
just ran a bit wide there.
These guys here, DB, Speedy Tyres, are now 3rd and 4th, with DeFi and 5th. This pack is very close together. Morgan's right with him as well.
He's got a bit of a buffer there for DB. He's got Speedy, the teammate. There's maybe keeping a little bit of a gap there back to Morgan. Deflo. Little bit of an advantage.
What do you reckon there, Cyborg? You still watching, mate? What are your thoughts so far, looking at these boys running? You getting a bit worried there from Group B land? About what your championship's going to look like for the season with these guys running quick at the front?
So what do our
Cyborg would love to be in this race if he wasn't away.
What do our fuel numbers look like for the top? Let's go 5.
I'm getting excited watching these guys. The two counterpunch guys are running side by side down through 200R there. Okay, so fuel numbers there. So GDR has plateaued a little bit, but he's burnt quite a bit of fuel. He's got a third of a tank left. His tyres are about a quarter of the way down now, so that's pretty heavy wear for a GT3 car. We run the racing soft here at Sector 1. Mountain Goat's actually a little bit worse off for fuel now, so he's burnt a lot of fuel in this middle sector of the stint. And he's about the same with tyre wear. Speedy tyres.
Oh, we've missed DB. DB's had a bit of a bingle too.
Oh, has he? Oh dear.
Back to 5th.
Yeah, he's dropped back to 5th. Looks like it's going to be 6th if Defo gets his way down the straight. Look at this, they're side by side down the front straight. They're 0.3 second off the back of Davey as well, who they're going to get the slipstream off. I think the slipstream might have saved DB there along the straight. Just sucked him along a little bit. Back to fuel usage though. Morgan Davies about the same again. DB's still got a fuel advantage on the guys. He's got just under half a tank. And so does D-Flow as well. So D-Flow and DB might make some moves here later in the race with a shorter stop. Now, for guys that haven't really been paying a lot of attention to the land of GT Sport, we did have an update in the last week or so, I believe it was, where they have tinkered with the pit stop times as well. So the pit stop run is actually a lot longer than it was last season, so a lot less of this in, stop and out again really quickly. So you'll see a lot more shuffling up and down the field as guys stop.
Yeah, it
so
really feels like an
eternity. Will come right into it now, because now with the length of the pit stop the way it is, and also having to stack more fuel on top of your car than the guys around you, you'll actually see a lot more of a difference. We did see that in the M4 race to a degree as well, with a couple of guys dropping further down the field than we used to seeing them drop. Oh, the Bacchus cars are side by side here through 200R. Do not spin your teammate, boys.
Oh, touches the
Look
grass.
Look at this. Photo op. Nicely done, boys. Look beautiful.
Diego stamps his authority a little bit.
Get the old camera out there, Dadson. That's going to be some good shots for your Facebook page.
Looks good with the leaf in the background of the Bacchus symbol there.
Okay, so our first pit stops too, guys, by the way, is Ricky Bobby has pitted the Obsession car. He's got just on 2/3 of a tank on board and fresh tyres. TX3's in from the lead too, guys. DJ Brain has got half a tank and fresh tyres, so he's trying to get some track position there. Decent fuel save from those two boys.
Here we go.
Oh, hang on.
DB stays out.
Karen's just lost it. He's lost it again, Karen. He's hit the fence. out of spoon there. Damage to the front end of the Deeds racing car. He's having an absolute nightmare of a race tonight. He's just going to want to pack that thing in the trailer and go home, I think.
Oh, Speedy's gone.
Oh,
He's lost it in the first corner. DB007 snatches it.
Oh no, he'll be upset. I can't grab him yet. It's still trying to recover.
So Diego stays out. Looks like Scotty G stayed out too. So TX3 is going to be the first of the stoppers that comes through after the initial pit stop.
And he's taken 3/4 of a tank, so he's taking more fuel than the guys that have already pitted. Oh, Mountain Goat's interesting. Mountain Goat's taking a full tank of fuel, guys. He's sacrificing track position now to make it up later in the race. So that's already a different strategy we've seen so far. And you can see how much that D-Flow's caught up to him, who was quite good 6 seconds behind him before the stop.
So pitting now, I don't think you're going to make it home with 33 minutes to go. So this is still going to be the 2-stop territory, isn't it?
Yeah. So that are 9 laps. We're just over, just under halfway there still. So they're going to have to stop. They're going to have to stop twice again, I think, judging by the fuel usage so far.
So
you're not going to make it home now on 2/3 of a tank.
Probably with DB and Speedy and Diego all running the longer stint, it's going to become a big advantage for them because they won't if they can make the halfway mark. Not sure how much
I'm not
fuel
sure
they got
about that,
left.
to be honest. With the amount of struggle Speedy's got in that car at the moment, his tyres are absolutely butchered, and he's been wiggling and sliding and all kinds of nonsense this lap so far, and he's dropping time off. So these guys are bleeding time to the guys that have already pitted. They'll be in now. Oh, hang on. DB goes around again. Speedy Tyres is in. Diego is in. I expect to see Scotty G go in as well.
So
TX3 there is now coming through Casio. So DB's gone around again. That's I know he was doing good on his fuel burn, but his tyres are looking very second hand now.
Well, we know it takes.
Do any of these guys short fuel and get out in front of GDR?
Not by the look of it.
No, they do not.
Look like we just seen someone burning a penalty in the background.
Yeah, Mountain Goat's trying to burn. He's burnt that a bit late. He might not get away with that. I'll have to double check that with the stewards later. That was a very late burn. But Ricky Bobby is now accelerated himself back to 5th position. DJ Brains is 6th with that short fill. So he's sacrificed fuel load for track position, pulled himself up into the top 6.
Which
and he has Morgan Davey for company now, which is something I would be shuddering about if I was looking in the mirror.
So Speedy all the way back
Speedy
down to
Tyres
8th.
has dropped to 8th. He has taken almost a full tank of fuel though, so just over 3/4 of a tank.
So Speedy's 30 seconds off DB, which hasn't pitted either. Oh, but Speedy's pitted, hasn't he?
Speedy just pitted, yeah. He come through and he's now 13 seconds behind TX3 GDR, so he's lost quite a bit of time in that stop.
Oh, it's a DB.
Which is the worry. And now he's buried in the pack too, which is the worst part of it. Interesting to see what happens with DB here though. He's just coming down the back straight now. He's about to hit 130R.
Has he got much fuel
Car
left?
is looking just under a quarter tank, so he's probably a lap away from the fuel light. He might be able to one-stop it. But that's a brave drive if he one-stops. Will he go in now? He does not. He's going to one-stop, guys. This is the halfway mark of the race now, and he's still got fuel on board. He's going to go round again. This is brave.
But
I like it.
He's absolutely losing time to TX3 though.
He's bleeding time. He just did a 2:01.4, and TX3 just does a fast up the race with a 56.9. So he just lost 5 seconds in that lap,
Which is massive. I mean, that could almost...
which is half the gap that he's got now.
It could almost just be an advantage for TX3 to pit when DB does.
And come out with him, yeah. So TX3 has just over half a tank of fuel on board at the moment.
So he's definitely going to have to stop again. D-Flow's still sitting in
sure.
3rd.
I'll make no mistake, everybody in the field has to stop at least once more. But DB just hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah.
So he gets one stop and then runs to the end. So he will jump everybody when they do their next stop anyway, when they all fly past in a minute.
But he's going to have
But
to
he's going to jump them all again.
He's going to have to make the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. He's going to be limping home in a very tired car.
Ricky Bobby's moved himself up to 5th, so the strategy's working here.
The question mark is, can he make the...
Well, they're all on a few different strategies, so it's kind of hard to tell where people are going to come back out till it plays out. DJ up to 7th. Morgan's probably the biggest loser. He was all the way up to 3rd. Now he's back to 6th. And
But he's got a heavy load of fuel on board as well, though. So he stopped for a big fill early on. So the ones to watch at the moment, I think, are Morgan Davey, who is, yes, buried in the pack a bit, but he's already dispatched DJ Brain, who's on a light load. He's right in the back of Ricky Bobby for 5th at the moment, who should make a move. He comes, he's flashed the lights, so he's going to make the move into 130R.
DB goes again.
So this takes Ricky Bobby to... Yeah, Ricky Bobby just tucked in behind him there, but didn't give him much room, so he just Morgan's run wide. Ricky Bobby's back on the outside again. He's not making it easy for him, Ricky Bobby. Morgan's really deep into Casio as well. There's a slight touch as well. Look at DJ Brains in on this as well now. He's going to try and map these guys right up as they're going to run really tight into turn 1.
Oh, he's pushing him. He's not trying to go around.
DJ Brain has to run on the outside. He's going to try and get round him on the outside. Too wide into turn 1. Not going to work, boys. Lovely racing from these guys here. So you said that DB went around again. So the gap is now 5 seconds.
Oh, it's coming down
right,
quick.
Bang on 25 minutes. He's on the fuel light now. This is it. The car will be in this lap whether he likes it or not. It's almost out of rubber. And it's 27 minutes. So he's going to be around 26 and a half when he comes in. So
He could be just shy.
that next stint is going to be borderline. With the fuel stop, he'll come out with probably 25 and a half minutes to go.
And he's power sliding out of the hairpin.
Yeah, he's got no grip left. He's limping that car around now to try and get it home. He did another 201. He did a 201.69 there. TX3's last lap was a 57.2. So he's just chunking time out of him at the moment. TX3 is really going to want to push hard to get right in the back bumper of him here as he runs towards the pits, because that's going to be that mind games as well. If you can get right up on him, you can put some pressure on him on the run into Casio.
Well, I mean, you're sitting behind DB right now. You've got almost a full lap that you can pit and have him behind you still. So he's in a really good spot. And 9 or 10 seconds back to D-Flow. So let's see what DB has to come in. So we'll see.
Yeah, he has to come in. He's on vapour.
Where he comes out.
TX3 jumped the curb there, though. Would that be a penalty? Can he get away with it? Lucky duck. These FIA guys know exactly how much track to use, don't they? Right, so I expect DB to roll through and absolutely brim the car to the top. He'll be pouring fuel into the back seat of that, I reckon.
Mountain Goat takes 3rd back.
Some really rough tyres come off. In goes the fuel. So 25 minutes and 30 seconds through the pits at the moment. Still feeling for DB. Back to 11th. He's going to go right to the back of the field here. But, as we said, he's not going to have to stop again. He's just going to run around to a number. And he's going to pick these guys up as they pit. He'll be 13th on exit.
He's got the 2 backers cars.
Pit exit for him.
Going back again.
So DB comes out of the pits with 25 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock. So he's got that race split right in half. Now he's going to try and get on the back of some of these guys in front of him and just get some tow to try and save some fuel. Because he spent most of that first stint there in fresh air too, with no real tow. So if he can tuck onto the back of someone fairly quick, this might work for him. He's got Scotty G there from the sister team there at Cornerstone right in front of him. So maybe they'll be on the phone there to Mr. Flatstick saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Flatstick, do you reckon we can grab a tow from one of the sister cars?"
What might catch him out is if they run that extra lap.
That's what my thoughts are too.
That can play havoc then, because if he makes his way up the front end, I mean, if a few of them get past, he could lose a few spots as well.
Well, if he runs out of fuel, he could lose a lot of spots. Because that car will be walking around it. Oh, Ricky Bobby wide there on the run into Spoon. And Speedy Tyres sticks down the inside there to 5th position. Just caught that one as I was coming back up through the field.
See if we can grab it.
Morgan's quietly got himself back to 4th as well too, just unassumingly. which is very unlike Morgan. He's normally pretty loud with how he does his racing.
Oh, Ricky's
He's
just
had a
touched,
pretty quiet race so far.
just touched the green paint, which has sent him off. He held onto it, but lost the position. So Morgan up into 4th. And Morgan has the big fuel payload too, doesn't he?
Him and Mountain Goat do. Mountain Goat did pit before him and put a full tank in, so he's got just under half at the moment. Morgan Davies a little bit less than him. Speedy Tyres is a little bit less as well. And then you got Ricky Bobby, D-Flow and TX3 GTR all around a quarter of a tank at the moment, so they're light load fuel. I think TX3 is not in much danger at the moment of losing the lead of the race, but he does have quite a light load of fuel on.
But what's going to be his advantage is most likely going to be DB's already pitted for the rest of the race, so he's going to come out with fresher tyres and a lighter car and still be ahead.
He's watching DB at the moment as well, and he is baby in that car at the moment in 12th position. I can barely see any revs on board. He's in 4th through the S's, just coasting around here at the moment. That said though, he did a 57 flat out lap. So he's fast, but he's very smooth and he's very ginger on the throttle, so he's definitely in save mode at the moment, and he's going to look for a tow.
He's got a bit of a gap to Scotty G though, so he's going to have to make up some time if he wants a tow.
Well, these guys are all on worn tyres at the moment as well, so you've got Scotty G just in front of him, then Maverick and Lucky are still fighting it out there for the back end of the top 10. Scooter in 8th with Diogo down the road from him. It looks like Diogo's really cementing himself as the lead driver for Bacchus Racing here at the moment for Dadson. He's pulled a good couple of seconds there on Scooter, who you could argue was probably the lead driver last season. But Diogo's making a different case for himself now to be considered number 1 there at Dadson Racing.
As he pulls up onto the back of Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, definitely the lead driver at Obsession, has been for a couple of seasons. He cut his teeth at my team at Blacklight way back in the day in the Aston Martin, and definitely found a home at Obsession there. Went to Obsession from there and hasn't really looked back. Been one of those guys that's been consistently in the top 5 of the championship.
One of my
most of the seasons.
Favourite cars, the Aston.
Aston GT4 was a good car. Great car. I quite enjoyed driving my couple of seasons in it as well.
Maverick.
Well, actually, I won't say that. One season was was in the Kia career should have really been in, but definitely a good car to drive.
Maverick had a little bit of a look down the inside of Lucky on the main straight, but Lucky seemed to have got away with it. They're very similar in speed right now, so they're just staying with one another. They're not getting away or getting any closer.
The field's really spread out too now, guys. You've got GDR disappearing at the spoon corner now, and I think the back of the field, well, Karen's on the back and he's a long way off. He's just entering the pits now, so he's almost a lap down now. But the tail end of the effective field is Ricky Bobby and DJ Brain, who've just pitted again, and they're just entering the Dengers.
We got
Mountain Goat has caught up to D-Flow quite a bit here. He's 1.5 seconds off the back of him and closing in.
So he's still not out of the running here, because if TX3 has to take on that bit of extra fuel, 12 seconds isn't too much to gain in the pits.
Well, TX3's under a quarter of a tank now as he goes around again. He'll probably be near the light as he comes around after this lap. He just does a 58.8. D-Flow is a little bit less fuel than him actually, so he's going to be on the light definitely as they exit this lap here. So he goes around again, he does a 58.9. Mountain Goat does a 59 flat, and he's got over a quarter of a tank of fuel still on board, so he's still heavy compared to these guys. Morgan Davies just a smidge under a quarter of a tank and quite heavy compared to the leaders. Speedy Tyres again is very good on fuel. He's just smidgen under a quarter of a tank. Same with Diego. So this middle pack is very even for fuel. Where do we go back for DB, who's now currently 11th? He's just catching up to this pack here, so he's on the back of Maverick now. He's inside a second. He's just out of slipstream range of these guys in front of him, but he's closing in. 3/4 of a tank of fuel, tyres will barely run in. So he's definitely looked after the car.
So Maverick's had a bit of a bengle because he was behind Lucky.
Yep. His tyres look like the hexagonal as well, so he's had a big loose somewhere. Oh, he's wide there on the run into, looks like the back end of the S's there, heading towards Dunlop.
Oh, DB straight past.
DB makes no issue of going straight past him there too. Look at that grip there on the counterpunch car. Oh, he's wide though. Oh, that almost went pear-shaped for DB 007 there. Wide at Dunlop, caught the outside edge of the grass, and had to gather it up. He can't afford to do that too. He needs to get through the pack quickly and cleanly if he wants to be on this podium.
He is a long way off the lead.
He's way back, isn't he?
It's not somewhere you'd normally...
who did I just lose? Someone had a big side. It might have been Morgan Davey. Out of Spoon. Huge slide there for him. I heard the tyres protesting in the background.
I don't know if we'll get that. We could try. It's a long way back.
Alright. T3's in. 5 in the tank. Deflo's in the light. He'll go in 2. Mountain Gate may go around again, or he might jump in now and take the shorter stop.
Yeah, massive
What's he
slide
do?
for Morgan.
Nah, he goes around again. Oh, I reckon I would have went in. Davey's in as well with that. So Davey's taking the early stop now. He's on 14 in the tank, so he's going to have a shorter stop than these guys. He's playing for track position now.
Interesting.
Backus boy's going to go around again.
Interesting
Lucky goes
to
round
see,
again.
See what kind of fuel GDR puts on.
He's looking at him now. Okay, so just under a full tank. He's going to push all the way home, GDR. Oh, he flirted with that exit line at the pits too. It's Davey doing the exits as well. So Davey's put almost a full tank in as well.
So Mountain Goat up the front. He needs to make this lap really count.
This needs to be a quick lap. So DB 007 is behind GTR on track. GTR's come out in 5th. DB 007 is 7th. So he's not going to be able to win the race from here. And he's effectively racing for second position. He's 4 seconds clear of D-Flow, who was on second on the road before the pit stop.
So we might see DB snatch second from Mountain Goat. It'll be tight,
well, that's
though,
the race now, really, isn't it?
Mountain Goat will have the far better car.
Unless GDR he has issues trying to get through the field, he's trying to run past Lucky at the moment, who's not going to make it easy for him. Lucky's like, no way, mate. You want to get past, you do it the hard way. Lucky has no need to let him go past here. I think he's going to make it really hard for him to get down the inside. No, GDR gets through there. It's just that grip advantage, isn't it? Fresh tyres. Can chuck it down the inside and come in really shallow and still get out in front.
And you
I expect to see the goat in now through Casio.
Just see that the grip level just on the exit, he pulls a big gap.
Yeah. All right, goat's in, guys. This is the stop of the race for me.
So we're going to see Speedy come in. Yes, we're going to see Diego come in.
Oh wow! I just glanced down his lap times. Between lap 10 and lap 16, he was in the 58s the whole way.
Mountain Goat.
Very, very balanced lapping there from the goat.
Now,
tyres on, fuel going in.
GDR should take first pretty well easy.
He flies past. Still filling here in the Revolution Race Gear garage. Still filling. D-Flow goes past. I just heard that happen as well.
DB's gone past.
He's exiting now. That extra lap's just killed his race there from the Mountain Goat.
Ricky Bobby's going to get him.
Swallowed by the pack. Ricky Bobby gets him too.
In front of
Davey's
Morgan.
right there as well. He's at speed too, Davey. He's got fresh warm tyres. I think he's going to get away with that just. But he's come out in 5th position. He's got a heap of fuel on board too. He probably overfilled slightly, to be honest. He's got a full tank on. I think he's probably took a bit more fuel than he needed, to be perfectly honest there.
Sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry.
That is true. He's probably running for that extra lap. He's hoping for the extra lap where these guys are all going to back up in front of him. The DB is currently second with just over half a tank of fuel on board with 14 minutes to go.
And D-Flow.
It's still borderline to make it to the end.
D-Flow not far behind. D-Flow can make it to the end now, can't he? Because he just pitted.
Yeah, D-Flow's pitted and make it to the end. He's the same amount of fuel as GDR, so they're both right to the end. Ricky Bobby effectively 4th, but he's light on fuel. He's got just under a third of a tank, so he's going to be borderline to get home on that.
Yeah, that's really pushing it.
Yeah. Mountain Goat's going to push him as well too. He's near full attack, so he's got no trouble getting home from there. He should make short work of Ricky Bobby. Oh no, he touched Ricky Bobby there. I don't think there was a really good communication with the two guys there. They both went for the apex at the same time. It was nice bit of car control from Ricky Bobby to catch it.
Here we
stick
go.
it back in where it belongs.
Morgan.
But now he's got Morgan right there as well, who's not going to die wondering on the run into 130R. If he sees a move, he's going to make it down the inside. He's down the inside. Ricky Bobby into 130R. Gets it done.
Does that easy. It's actually pretty
Oh,
clean.
he runs so deep into Casio too.
Pretty clean move there for the fastest corner on the track.
Yeah, one of the fastest corners on the calendar too, 130R.
Yeah. Still tight racing though. Morgan is not going to let Mountain Goat get away that easy, but
No way.
he
This is
wants...
going to be an absolute slugfest at the end too between these two, because they're both plenty of fuel on board. So they're definitely going to be all the way to the end on full revs. Question mark will be DV007 out of second position. 1.2 seconds clear of D-Flow, and the gap is closing up. D-Flow's in good shape for second here, which is probably an upset to be perfectly honest. He was definitely quick when he was in the second tier, and then he was there or thereabouts in the Ferrari, but not really a threat to the top guys. And now he's really starting to stretch himself out here in the M6.
So TX3, he could pretty much coast home from here because he's got DB in second,
yeah.
who's already spent, let's say, 12.5 minutes on fuel and tyres. So his car's going to look average by the end, and D-Flow is probably going to round him up because he's already on into his slipstream.
Yeah, he's got him easy. D-Flow will have him before the end of the lap, I reckon. So at the moment, DB's looking pretty second hand. He's got less fuel on the tank than the two guys around him, so he's on limp mode here, I think. I think he's going to let D-Flow run down the inside here, and he's going to sit on the back of him and try and hold on. Because they're 5 seconds clear of Mountain Goat at the moment, these two. Which he does. He sets him behind D-Flow. I reckon this will be now, you just grab onto the back wing of that chill-out car and try and hang on.
So here we go. We're going to see Morgan. Morgan's not one to let a move slip, so he will push it up the inside if he needs to.
I see him and Mountain Goat catch DB very quick here now. I'll start reeling him in the next couple of laps. So he's definitely on for the back end of the podium still.
Probably got about 5 laps left.
Yeah, I think Ricky Bobby's probably out of the race now, out of position 6. He's in a pretty bad fuel situation at the moment. He'll be on the fuel up within the next couple of laps. He's probably going to have to slip in for a splash and dash. Speedy Tyres is definitely good on fuel though, so he's going to be a late charger towards the end of the race as well. He's 19 seconds off the lead, but that is 8 seconds off second position. Don't think he can bridge that gap just yet, but he might be closing in on Mountain Goat and Davey towards the end of the race. They've already pulled a second out of DB this lap as they ex Dunlop, so they're closing in very quickly.
So he's really struggling. Or is he just saving that fuel in case of the extra lap? Because you know DB can handle a worn car anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's just under half a tank at the moment, and Baby in that car home, he's lost the slipstream to D-Fly already, who doesn't actually have a lot more fuel in him now. D-Fly is just under under half as well. GDR's is over half, but then you've got Mountain Goat that's got 2/3 of a tank, and Morgan Davey that's got over half as well. And these guys are at full speed.
So the over half a tank is probably really put them back to where they
Safe,
are.
I reckon. Yeah.
In terms of track position, but I mean they can floor it to the end of the race.
Yeah, these two guys here, and Speedy Tyres, who's now behind him, he's jumped Ricky Bobby as well, who's absolutely limping. He's on vapour. He'll be in the pits very shortly. Got the numbers wrong there at the session, unfortunately. But Speedy's over half a tank as well, and 3 seconds off the back of the guys in front of him. So he's actually closing this gap up to Morgan Davey and Mountain Goat as well.
Well, we see Ricky Bobby come in now.
Third. He'll dive in very quickly, I reckon. Either this lap or the next. It should be this lap, I'd say. Might as well dive in now and take your pill early. Don't run around on worn tyres more than you have to. Chuck some fresh ones on it. Try to run for the fastest lap towards the end of the race.
Alright, back up the front. We've got almost out to a
Morgan
third.
Davey just makes the move on the Mountain Goat through turn 1.
See if we can catch it.
Taken they've taken 2 seconds out of DB that lap.
Yeah.
They're now 1.3 seconds behind and closing in very quickly.
And they, in all honesty, they're catching up to D-Flow, so...
I was going to say that they're the fastest guys on the track at the moment. They're doing low 57s, these two. They're the fastest on the track by quite a substantial amount. They're faster than TX3 at the moment, who's in coast mode. D-Flow did a 58.6. DB did a 2-minute lap. That's hurting him bad. Morgan Davey did a 57.6 there last lap round.
Now let's just see if DB just maybe keeps that gap now. He can obviously tell that they're catching him pretty quick.
Look at Speedy Tyres in the background. He's catching as well. He's now 2.5 seconds off the back of these two and closing in. So this race for third isn't over. As Mountain Goat just gives Morgan Davey a little nudge there out of the hairpin, just unsettles the back end of the Deeds car on the exit, which costs him acceleration on the run through 200R. So now he's going to set him up here for a run into Spoon maybe. He'll have a look.
And this is what DB's going to be hoping for. Maybe a little bit of a battle for these two. Maybe to drop some time off.
That's what Speedy's hoping for. I think DB he might try and back these guys up a little bit to Speedy and try and salvage the third position for Speedy here for the race, because he's got no chance against these two now.
Do you think these blokes are on some kind of team chat while they're racing?
Well, Morgan doesn't waste any time. He gets straight down the inside into 130R. He needed to do that quickly. As DB sidesteps, Mountain Goat gets out of the way. Lets Mountain Goat go after him.
If DB's got any chance, he needs to tag here. Tag on.
I think DB, I think he wanted to back them up a little bit more than that, because Speedy Tyres is 1.5 seconds back behind them still. He hasn't quite caught them up. As Mountain Goat has another look on the outside and run into turn 1. He's given Morgan Davey a little bit of a touch-up. Morgan runs really deep on the inside line there. It's going to run wide.
Oh, there's a touch!
Morgan down the inside. On the outside there, Mountain Goat gives him a little bit of a rip. Then he lifted off too, Mountain Goat. That's very mature. I reckon if he had kept the foot in there, I reckon he would have turned Morgan.
That would have been race over for the pair of them.
Yep. The gap's actually extended out from D-Flow now. He's just pulled the gap a little bit. He's just at a 59.1 though, so he's got no race pace at the moment. GDR just did a 58.1 when he lapped. He looks like he's lapped Karen in that lap as well and still did a 58.1.
He's definitely the cream of the crop tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I'm not sure how much he's actually practiced this week in the BMW, but he certainly got a hold of it.
Well, it looks like Morgan Davey and Mountain Goat are actually decided they want to fight for third now as opposed to second, because they're just going at it, these two. They're throwing haymakers at each other as the Mountain Goat looks down the inside into Spoon, gets it done. Runs too wide though, the crisscross is on. Morgan down the inside, the secondary part of the corner.
Mountain Goat's going to get the good exit.
He says, kid. All this is doing though is just going to bring Speedy Tyres into this now. He's just jumped DB as well. DB's he's bleeding time for these guys, unfortunately. Speedy Tyres is now 1.3 seconds behind him with clean air to try and catch him up. As they keep fighting, he's going to catch him up. He's got way more tyre on board than both these guys. Fuel's a bit of an issue for him, but I think he'll be okay.
I think we're going to see this extra lap come into play too.
I think we are too. And looking at the maths at the moment, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue for anybody in the top 5. DB's going to be praying for that extra lap not to happen though, I think. He's under a quarter of a tank at the moment, and his tyres looking fairly worn out. As they go again, Mountain Goat on the outside to run into 1. Morgan Davey on that really, really shallow line again, dives in nice and deep.
Oh, sideways on exit.
For
So his tyres are getting to work out. Definitely not letting go of one another, these two.
No, absolutely not. This is loving. D-Flow's loving this. He's just in coast mode at the moment. Second position. He's just cruising around. He's actually making up fuel on these guys at the moment.
Look at Speedy. Speedy can smell it.
He's just about there, isn't he? He's just on a second, so he needs to get another 0.3 to get into slipstream. Once he catches the slipstream, he'll be on them within a lap.
And we got, let's say, 3 laps to go. Maybe 2.
This is gonna be strap in, guys. This is going to be an excellent finish for third position at least. These guys are going to go at it the whole way home. Oh, Speedy, where's he at now? Just on a second, so he hasn't quite got onto that slipstream yet. Through 200R they go.
It's hard. It's hard being this close to someone and still trying, depending on what view you use, still trying to see your lines through the corner if you're the car behind. But look at Speedy tyres. He's down to nearly half a second.
Yeah, he's in slipstream now, guys. This is excellent. This is what he wants it to. Grab the slipstream now on the 1 and 2 130R. These guys have a bit of a fight in front of him. And he's nice and deep on the run into Casio. Pick up some more time here. Look at this. Look at how deep he goes into Casio. He's pulled another 0.1 of a second. He's right there with him now.
Mountain Goat needs to get around Morgan. I think he's got the better car here.
Looking at the 3 cars at the moment. Morgan Davies in the best shape at the moment out of these 3. Oh, look at Mountain Goat. Go right to the inside there. He's going to run him into turn 1. He's got the shallow line into 1 this time, so he's going to hold Morgan out wide. And he does. Morgan's sitting right out on the outside here.
Speedy might take advantage.
Oh, no. Nah, Morgan's going to stay with him on the right first run. Crisscross into the S's. Holds him out wide. Oh, look at this. Speedy Tyres is on him now. He's right with him.
Speedy is just going to drive by these two when they have their little bit of a bingle in one of the corners.
This is some great racing from these 3. It's fair. There's definitely some body contact going on, but they're not forcing each other off the track or anything silly. So far so good for these 3. Through the dingers nice and there. Oh, Speedy with a big slide on exit as well. He's trying everything to stay with him. Into the hairpin.
So we're seeing TX3 is most likely he's coming on to the back straight.
Yeah, he's walking it. He's owned by miles.
So it doesn't look like who's behind him? Is that Karen behind him?
Karen's behind him, yeah.
Yeah, right. So he's got a whole straight worth of lead.
Yeah, he's got a huge gap. He can go and have a sandwich now. He can probably pit again, I reckon, and still get out in front.
This is going to be the last lap as he comes through the Casio.
Yeah, it's not going to be the extra lap that we were thinking about, so they're going to just run out of time for that extra lap, I think.
It's proper going to play into his favour. D-Flow in second, 14.7 seconds behind, but definitely a great race.
DB007 is now struggling. He's now 7th. Diego's got around him as well.
Definitely not the start he wanted.
Oh, these guys go again. Morgan Davies loose on exit at the final turn now out of Casio. Mountain Goat's going to go right down the inside. He's going to try and get back to the slipstream. Morgan's going to cover the inside line. Look at this. He's covering the inside. He's going to hold Mountain Goat to the outside. He's going to try and cut back in. So Morgan runs deep into turn 1. They're going, oh, loose on exit. They're all loose on exit. This will be the final lap.
Speedy's got to make his move now.
Yep, he has to get it done now. Morgan's just slipped a little bit away there too. He's got a little bit of a gap. D-Flow, currently 2nd, is actually on the fuel light now, so he'd be limping from here, trying to limp the car home, but he should be right. It's a 4.6 second gap.
Stick with this for a second, because Mountain Goat seems to be struggling a little bit here. He's cut that corner really well.
Was that a cut? Penalty now would be just diabolical for him.
He's got away with it.
Might have got away with it.
Into the hairpin. Speedy's got the better car.
Oh, he had a look. He had a look, didn't he?
He's all squirmy.
Reckon he's going to do it at Spoon? Might be at Spoon.
Well, he's in the right position. He's right behind him for the slipstream.
Morgan's in good shape here. He might hold on to 3rd now. He's just almost pulled a 2nd on these guys. It'll either be at Spoon or Casio. He makes that's right at the Spoon. He came in way crossed up there and got on the side of Mountain Goat. It's a miracle they didn't both go off.
Well, he's got one more chance. We might jump back up to the front with TX3 because he's coming through the Casio. He's had a pretty stellar race tonight, start to finish, fastest lap. He's taken the honours.
He's not only has he put his name on it, he's put Ragged Edge's name on round 1. Round 1 Group A belongs to Ragged Edge Racing, guys.
Yoo-hoo. D-Flow comes in for 2nd.
Oh,
great
it's on
race
here
from
at Casio. Speedy on the outside. He's going to try and get around him. Oh, it's tight. It's
He's
very
done
tight
it.
Here on exit. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's lost it. Not quite. Mountain Goat's going to hang on.
Oh, there's
great racing.
Fences and everything getting touched. Speedy for 5th. Diego will take 6th, so that's a good race.
DB007 is going to make it home. He's out of fuel, completely limping. 7th position. He won't like that, but that was a ballsy strategy to run a one-stop.
Scooter for 8th.
Scooter 82 there, P8. Ricky Bobby's recovered to 9th. Great job there. He gets himself back into the top 10 after a miscalculation of the fuel numbers there.
Big gap
I don't
back
think
to
he's very
9th.
happy with it, but DJ Brain gets in the 10. Scotty G 11th. Lucky's 12th. Maverick will be in position that he's out of fuel as well.
And Karen,
He just ran out there at Casio.
14th.
And Karen's already finished in 14th. He will not be overly pleased with that.
Well, that was a big mid-pack race. I think the front end of the field was a bit on their own, but that 3rd, 4th, and 5th definitely made it
Deflo
interesting.
lost 2 seconds in that last lap too, because his TV almost turned itself off. He had to reach for the remote. He said he'd never done it quicker in his entire life.
So VLX for the win. So it is a round for Ragged Edge. That's a first ever. So that's what a good start for us. Now I've got to back it up next week.
Yeah.
Drive of the day. Let's chuck out a few drives of the day. I'm going to go with Morgan. He started probably a little bit beyond the front 5 and he's made his way up. So I think that was a good race from Morgan and he held his own.
I'm going to give mine to Mountain Goat, specifically because of the qualifying effort for pole, but then getting the penalty. And it's very easy to chuck your toys out of the cot in that situation and just lose your focus.
Yeah.
But that race with Morgan Davey, and again it was speedy tyres towards the end of the race there, to hold on to that. Clean racing from the top 5 as well. Well, clean racing from all the guys, to be perfectly honest. There was not really much in the way of contact between the guys. But yeah, Mountain Goat gets my vote for driver of the day. Really, really easy to fall apart at the seams when you get a penalty at the start of the race and end up a couple of spots lower than where you were. Yeah, it's a great job.
We might recap the race results, which happy to do so.
Funny that, eh?
So we got a TX3. He takes home fastest lap with a 1:56.9, which is absolutely ridiculous for a race lap. And he didn't get pole, did he? So he doesn't take the full round. I think DB got pole.
Yeah, DB effectively gets pole because Mountain Goat got the penalty.
That's right.
So that does wipe his pole position off, even though he did it the fastest time, because he was already penalised before the qualifying started. He doesn't actually get pole. So DB 007 gets the pole position.
So we got
was a TX3.
D-Flow comes home in 2nd. He's going to be super happy with that race. D-Flow maybe struggled in the back end of the Ferrari season, but he's come out swinging in the BMW for the first round. Morgan Davies for 3rd, which is not a bad start for Deeds. Mountain Goat for Revolution Race Gear and Def Grip. Probably wanted that 3rd spot more than anyone, but maybe the bit of the fuel, too much fuel on board, hindered him. Speedy Tyres comes home for 5th. Diego for 6th. DB 007 in 7th. He was looking on target to come home on the podium, but the back end of the race really hurt him. Scooter for 8th. Ricky Bobby for 9th. DJ for 10th. Scotty G for 11th. Lucky comes home in 12th. Maverick for 13th. And Karen rounds out the top 14 for Group A. So
So we'll probably see Karen and Maverick will probably drop to Group B for round 2, I think, judging by what the crossover for points is. Not sure whether it's the bottom 2 or 3 that usually drop, but it depends on whether the race winner gets a clean sweep or whether 3rd or 4th or whatever grabs the fastest lap and pole position and stuff like that. So I know the bottom 2 will probably both drop to Group B for round 2.
Well,
but you know,
just the extra point for pole or even the fastest lap, it makes a difference at the end of the season. That's what
it does. It does make a massive difference. Well, we did see that last season where one of the guys in the top 5 actually went up a couple of spots just because he was so fast in getting fastest laps, and they actually made up a lot of points.
But that's round 1 done, and it's looking pretty good for the rest of the season for Group A if it's going to be like that.
Absolutely. That's great racing all up and down the grid.
I don't think Group B is going to be much different. There's fast people everywhere now in Sector 1, so, and they're all stepping up to the plate and putting in the practice. And whether it's M6 or M4, they're all fast.
Yeah, well, that's it too. And just on that too, it's with the last couple of weeks, because we had quite a long break between seasons this time round, and the last couple of weeks especially, we've seen a lot of guys in the practice lobbies, and the guys have been doing lap after lap after lap, and there's been practice races organised by a bunch of the guys, which is awesome to see. And a lot of the people that we hadn't normally see practice have all been jumping into practice lobbies, and they've all been practicing racing together. And you can see it in the guys racing tonight, where they were racing so close together in both categories. And there was a bit of biff and barge here and there, but there was nothing silly, and there was no guys getting turned around in mid corners and stuff like that where silly dives and that were on. So it's awesome to see the, as we see on the replay of last season, there was someone gets punted with a big late dive. We didn't see any of that tonight, so it's excellent to see the guys are really stepping up to the plate with practice and getting the cars all pointed the right way. So yeah,
definitely come a long way in the cleanliness of the race. I mean, there might be touching here and there, but it's not what maybe a few seasons ago we used to see, where it'd be race-ending taps.
Absolutely, yeah. The only person we saw tonight that was falling off the back of the pack was Karen. That was due to just having his own couple of offs there throughout the race. And once you're off the back like that, it's really hard to keep back up as well. So, chin up, mate. Group B next round, get yourself back up there, and go again. It's all good. But for the most part, the guys were all in a pretty spread out, to be honest, train throughout the race. But after 50 minutes, most of the guys were there or thereabouts. So it's good to see that. I think we've now, after a couple of seasons, got the guys to a point where they're all around the same pace, especially in the midfield. We've got the freaks up the front, obviously, as we do every season, but you can't help that. Like we said, make no mistake, GDR, DB007, the Cyborg are all some of the best in the country. So
I don't think we've seen the best of DB tonight. I think
no, we haven't. I think he'll take away from tonight that probably isn't going to work. That strategy, it's just that time on the really worn tyres, as we saw at the back end of the first part of the first stint, he just was bleeding time. I think by then he'd already realised what was wrong. Nothing you can do about it from there. You just got to commit to the ballsy one stop. But I think that's the last time we'll see a one stop strategy this season. I don't think anyone else is going to try it.
Drive of the days. I think we're seeing a few for the GOAT. Yeah, the GOAT's got a fair few there. I could probably go off the chat. My pick would probably either be the GOAT or D-Flow. D-Flow definitely had a stellar race tonight. Apart from, obviously, TX3, we kind of expected him to be up the front end, but I didn't expect him to do it from start to finish, so maybe the drive of the day could go to TX3 for me, actually. Definitely made the field.
Oh, gonna need a ragged edge bucket in here.
Well, it's pretty hard to go past someone that just takes it from the start of the race to the end. But it is good to see the likes of D-Flow and Mountain Goat and Davies just battling it out the whole race and still finishing the race where they were battling it out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you want to see. Like you don't want to see those guys having a big battle like that for the whole race and then one guy getting shuffled out. We did see that a couple of times last season where, towards the end of the race where tyres were getting a little bit more worn out and you saw a car get shuffled out of the pack in an incident like that where they go back a couple of spots and lose a lot of time to the positions on the podium. Sorry. But yeah, it looks like both grids for the most part had some really tight racing, so it definitely gets me pumped up for the season as we see it go forward. It looks like the choice of car was good, which is always a good start, where you come out of a race and go, yep, that racing was great, that car is excellent, both cars are excellent. The guys are all having some good feedback so far from everybody with how the racing's been, which is awesome to see.
Well, there's two drivers on my mind which we haven't seen run yet, and we know they're going to be fast. It's obviously Brocky and Dan the Man's back, And
Let me just read out some names for next round. For M6, we've got the Cyborg. Knuckles is in M6 next week. Artie Thump's in M6 next week. Yourself, obviously V8, you're in there as well, mate. Like, you know, this is a car that's going to suit your driving style a bit better than the Ferrari did, and the McLaren before that. But then you've got, you know, you got Black Project RX-7, who was there or thereabouts for most of Group B towards the back end of last season. Gazballs is back in a big way. Jussie Adams going to be about as well in the Green Beacon Red Mist car. You know, NASCAR's there, Captain Muffin. These guys have both jumped up out of M3 last season and are the top two qualifiers out of the feeder series. So there's the two guys that have jumped up. So
Gaz.
Yeah, Gaz as well. So we've got
definitely
Captain
not going to
Muffin
be an
and
easy
NASCAR.
race.
So you've got Team 53 there. They're going to be really... These guys have both jumped up out of M3, and they're going to be really there to really stamp their authority onto M6. So I expect those guys to be up around the front. So I actually personally cannot wait for next week's racing. I think the Group B races in both grids are going to be absolutely phenomenal.
I'm glad you think so.
Let's just hope and pray that we don't see another Red Mist car at the front of the Ragged Edge car at the front of the field again.
Yeah, that'll be.
I expect to
Mind
see
you,
your
I don't
social
do-
media light up this week there, Troy.
Yes,
So make sure you get onto your social media guy and put some photos up.
we'll be exploiting this one. I'll definitely be throwing out a few escapes. I think that just about wraps tonight up, but it's just touching on 9:30. 9:30 down your way, isn't it? It's 8:30 up here.
Yep.
9:30 down here. You've done all right, guys, with that little bit of delay there for the race start. So just for you guys in Group B, make sure you make the lobby nice and early, because if you miss the test starts, you get a post qualifying penalty, and you also have no rights when it comes to connection issues. So if you have a glitchy connection mid race, I will black flag you and take you out of the room. So that's why we do test starts. That's why you need to be in the lobby before the race starts, so we can actually get everybody tested. It's for connection issues. If you don't do it, you waive your right to any form of actual racing on a bad connection, and you will be escorted off the track and out of the lobby for 0 points for the round. So it is very important to get in early. And luckily for the GOAT tonight, he only had the 2 grids to up penalty. His connection looked fine throughout the race. I was keeping an eye on him, so he managed to get away with it with a decent finish to the race. He finished where he started, which was also good. But it can easily go the other way too if you enter the race without any test starts, and your car's glitching all over the place, and your car's changing lanes in the pack. You will be removed from the lobby without any remorse, and that's 0 points for the round. So you need to take that in mind. Team owners, you need to be on that. Get these guys on the track nice and early.
I'll have to get onto my team owner.
Yeah, make sure you get on your team owner, alright? You too,
John's a
Jimmy. Get onto your team
politician,
owner for
mate.
next week. Make sure that
Yeah.
Jimmy guy gets on the track.
Yeah. I'll get onto it straight away.
I haven't seen it yet, Death Grip Racing, but I'm going to have a look at that after we pack up the stream.
Which we're about to do because I'm hungry. So
Very
next
good.
week we got the community series. It'll be taken off Thursday.
Thursday? Yep.
That will be, I think that's a 7:30 start. Going off last season. Definitely have to check into that. But back in the Renaults, followed by Sunday will be Group B. So thanks for watching. We had a pretty good stream tonight, I believe, and thanks to the viewers. Thanks to you boys in the comms for joining us. We will see you all either Thursday night or Sunday. Signing off from Sector 1 Sim Racing. Big guns.